about anything you want. Really, problems, questions, complaints you may have. Just somebody you want to drop a dime on, something you're unhappy about.
I have a
Give
complaint.
us a call. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, before we start, we'll settle up this Super Bowl bet. I had nothing to do with it.
Although you're wearing a beautiful shirt
The shirt
there,
I'm
Tommy.
wearing, Mark asked me to wear it to support Ross.
So I wouldn't feel so
Explain
alone.
how Ross lost and what he has to do.
He bet on the wrong team on the Super Bowl, so he had to eat a green pepper, which he hates.
Did he finish
Yeah,
it?
it's right here.
He didn't finish it, but he really hates it.
He's got to take a few bites while he's here, and he's done. He had to hand me $100, which he did.
Wait, so he owed you 100 plus that, plus the Bernie shirt.
And
Yeah,
then,
that's it.
And you guys, I'm glad.
wearing this Bernie shirt only because you asked me to do it.
That's right. And you look great.
So I'm going to take it off now.
George Donaldson,
I got to wear mine all day.
don't they both look great? They look like Bernie lovers.
They do look like Bernie lovers, for sure.
Tom is ripping his off.
As quick as he can.
look
I
how-
can't take mine off.
Yours is all day.
Tom's all itchy.
Oh, man.
And during racquetball.
I mean, just looking at a Bernie shirt gives me hives, talking about being itchy. I mean,
Anyway.
I can't believe I'm wearing
So
one.
you weren't so now do you have to wear it all day?
I got to wear it all
At
day,
least
and I
that
got to
one-
eat more of
that
this
one
bell
does not
pepper.
look like a Bernie shirt, so that's all right.
Yeah, it's got a sort of a cartoonish
Now,
Bernie
there are
Sanders.
people listening, listen, there are people listening saying, why do you make that a joke wearing a Bernie shirt? I mean, I wear one, and I love it. That's what they're going to say.
No, they don't.
There are people
Not
who love
one
it.
person.
Yeah, not one, but he happens to be running for president.
Not one under 25. How's that?
Oh, that's
It is
Not
young
one with
people.
more than $30
You know what?
in the
I'll
bank.
give you the utmost respect. Call me and tell me why you love Bernie. Because Bernie,
Wow.
he'd win this state.
Can you believe what I deal with?
He'll win this state.
That's a
I'm not
tough
giving
one.
you my opinions. I just said I think he'll win this state.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah,
could.
of course
but
he could.
I think he's the weakest Democratic candidate. If I were Trump, he'd be the guy I want to run against.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, I'm going to take a bite of this thing because I'm a man of my word.
Look at that, Tom. Would you eat that?
I love peppers. Why wouldn't I? I'd cook them up. You can't cook them up, but it doesn't matter.
If I lost,
They're
I
not
would have
that
had
bad.
to eat steamed okra.
This
Would
is the
you eat that?
worst.
Let's put it in the microwave and warm it up a bit.
Oh, I feel sick to my stomach.
Hey, you look okay though. That shirt brings out the beauty. in
The
you.
shirt it's got a unicorn and a rainbow coming out of Bernie Sanders' hand. It's a very upbeat, happy kind of shirt.
Unlike Tom's Bernie
Yeah.
shirt, that was more of a vote for Bernie shirt.
I got the better shirt.
Yeah, you did.
Anyway, you're eating.
That's
Let's
so
take
bad.
calls.
Yeah.
Let's solve problems. George is with us from Fix It 24/7. We can talk home services. There's a lot of cold weather. Things break during cold weather, and if you, it just amazes me how many people get ripped off in the cold weather when they have all the warm. We have these big periods of warm, then cold snaps, then mild, then cold snaps, and you would think they would take advantage of the slow times. We never do it. The same with heat. Right now, we all know heat's coming. We all know it. And people will be blistering hot and order air conditioning at the highest prices, the most demand. I don't know why. We just don't follow cycles the way we should. And that's being anti-typical. If it's cold, you don't start looking at a furnace. You start looking at it when the demand is low. You start looking at things when demand is low. That's the way it should be. But we don't do it. The same with it's funny. It's the same with everything. We start buying stuff when it's high because we hear it's going to go higher. We start dumping stuff. I mean, we just do everything as I call it crisis management. That's the majority of this country, crisis management. 303-713-TALK.
Can I jump in with something?
I think that's enough. Ross?
Can I be done?
Yeah.
Mark?
Okay,
yes,
you can be done.
Of course. That's
All
the core, for God's sake. You're not supposed to eat the core anyway.
I-
You ate the core.
You made me. Can I
go
respond
ahead.
to something you were just talking
Yeah,
about?
go
so,
ahead.
my background is financial markets.
Yes.
And one of the really interesting things in financial markets when you're trying to figure out what markets are going to do is you look at investor sentiment, and not professional investors, but just the ordinary person who's buying and selling stocks or investing for their own account. And the more bullish they are, right, the more optimistic they are on the market, the better an indicator it is to sell. Because they're always late. And it's complicated, but it really, really works. And it reminds me a little bit, it was what I thought of when you were talking about that. when everybody in the public is going one way on something, it's usually the end of that thing because they're too late to catch on. Even too late to go get an air conditioner on time.
Why is that? Why is it? Every single time. George, how many times you tell people we're slow, call for your furnaces now, but when it's cold, does your phone start ringing off the wall with the cold weather, right?
Yeah, of course it does. And
why is
that? There actually is a number of people that take advantage of your special and tune it up and clean it and maintain it like they're supposed to. But now that it's cold, it's all the people that didn't do it whose systems are breaking down.
Why do they hesitate so long, though?
I think a lot of it's, belief, knowledge, understanding of what really happens when a furnace is cleaned, what it, really means to them. Because a lot of people what typically happens, and everybody's had this done before, is they've had a tune-up done. They don't know what happens. A guy shows up, tries to sell them something, push something on them, and maybe they bought, maybe they didn't, and leaves, and it leaves that kind of impression in their head. And a lot of people have that impression,
Look,
unfortunately.
Everybody that why are we surprised about this? Every time you take your car in for an oil change, that's a low price. Every time you get a free inspection of any kind from anywhere at any time, there's one reason that businesses do it. They want to gain leads and they want to gain customers. They hope you have something wrong that they can fix or that you will call them the next time something goes wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. It's no secret. I don't know why people are all butthurt when somebody comes for a free inspection and finds something wrong. That's what it is, an inspection. And when you go for a $14.95 for an oil change, they want to find something wrong. It doesn't mean that everything they find wrong is a lie. Now, there are some liars that do that, but what's wrong with that? I mean, we're in business to make money. There's nothing wrong with being sold something. I don't know why we always resent it.
I used to do 100 $14.95 oil changes a day, purely to build a database.
Of course.
And hopefully something was wrong.
Yeah, breaks or something. Who cares? I mean, we have this notion that being sold is bad. Why is that? Now, being sold something you don't need, okay. Being sold something that's drastically overpriced, or they take advantage of your ignorance. We specifically find this with car dealers. I will say this. We know damn well when somebody's being taken advantage of, and I call it the mop and glow and the add-ons. Whenever people go to shop for a car, they very seldom get ripped royally on the purchase, although they do sometimes. But the main thing is the aftermarket stuff, the stuff that you purchase, all this protection and all of this stuff. You know what? Dealers don't like me saying this, but they're unneeded. It's unneeded bull crap, unneeded crap. There are industries built on approaching car dealers on stuff they can sell to the consumer in the F&I department. That's finance and insurance. They make most of their money in the F&I department. They don't like when you come in and say, I'm a cash buyer, show me something I want to buy today. You think they like you? They don't like you. They want to finance you. They make money on financing. They make money on stacking the car payment. They make money on all of this stuff. Nothing wrong with it, except that I believe most aftermarket. In fact, I defy a dealer or anyone, a salesperson or anyone in the business, to tell me something they're sold in the F&I department that they can't get better somewhere else cheaper. Everything, including loans. Everything can be done cheaper and better outside of a dealer. So in those cases, I can make a blanket statement. The F&I department sucks, and everything they offer you sucks. I don't know of anything. Paint protectant, sealant,
tire protection.
I mean, come on. Windshield identification for theft. Oh, come on. Etching your windshield and then
pinstripe.
Well, they don't even do that anymore. They don't stripe cars anymore. I don't think does anyone stripe a car anymore?
I have no clue.
So anyway, 303-713-TALK. You agree? I mean, why we're all butthurt about being sold. We are. In general, we're all butthurt about being sold.
So I had two thoughts on that. First of all, when you're running a business, there's this concept of the cost of acquiring a customer. And it could well be that doing a
cost per lead.
It could well be that doing a $14.99 oil change, even if the oil change costs you $30, is actually one of your cheapest costs per lead.
Yeah.
And I don't blame it at all. And the same thing actually kind of applies in the online world. People complain about Facebook has my data. Well, you're doing all this stuff on Facebook or Google for free.
Who cares?
For free because
listen, I want people to target me for what I want. I'd rather be targeted for stuff I'm interested in than targeted randomly. I'd rather be. I don't care.
And on the car dealer thing, my experience has been a little better than yours, but that's because if they're offering me something and I think it's useful, I negotiate really, really hard.
Well, yeah. Listen, I'm not saying I had bad experience. I'm saying mostly of what they sell people in the F&I department is useless, and they don't need it. Mostly. Now that's not the same in home services or in there are financial advisors. Now I don't like one-trick pony financial advisors. These are the guys that have one thing to sell, one thing only, and it's appropriate for everyone. Is that the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard and seen in your life? Do you know?
Well, they're generally not going to be a fiduciary.
Okay,
then.
This is the one that bothers me. You have a retirement plan. The retirement plan grows interest, not interest-free, but interest-deferred most of the time. It can be likened, okay, it's deferred taxes, tax-free. Now listen to this. So the interest means more because you're not paying taxes on it. It's deferred to later on. The theory is you start taking income when you're older. And your rate's lower, you think, right? So here's the problem. I have seen more and more people taking lump sums from elderly who have a rollover of their IRA or their retirement and buying an annuity. And they tell them it's for the tax treatment. They're already getting preferred tax treatment. So it's like having tax treatment within tax treatment. I don't like it. I think it sucks. And I don't like when people try to talk me into it. Oh, no, Tom, this annuity is different. How do you feel about an annuity inside of a retirement plan?
I'm not expert enough to give a big opinion. I will say annuities in general. Annuities in general built up a well-deserved bad reputation over many years.
They sure as hell
for just so much more benefit to the person who is selling the annuity than to the investor.
You most never get the benefit of your annuity.
You can't get your capital back if you ever needed it.
Think about it. I did the math on almost every annuity I've ever seen, and I don't know anyone who gets a return. They think it's good because they're getting they get a payment, and this payment is healthy. But no matter how you stretch it, they're still going to leave principal on the table. I'll argue they got zero return. What good is income for life if you get zero return? Put your own money away and draw it out. I mean, that's what they're doing. They are letting this company keep their money under the notion they get income for life. But if you do the math, even if people got income for life and they went into their principal, they exhausted their principal, they hardly ever go beyond that to have any decent return. I mean, if you look at the math, you're not getting anything. You're getting your money back if you're lucky. And if you're extremely lucky, you may get 4%. 4%. You may be extremely. So why people do that, I have no idea.
Some people, I think, like that money coming in because they're afraid they're going to spend it. I know, it's stupid.
Okay. Well, you know what? A lot of people just don't have experience with it, and they talk to a quote-unquote expert, and they believe the expert. It's hard to be mad at the person who buys the investment.
I'd like to see an annuity where you actually realize the gain. You actually realize it in your lifetime. I don't know of any annuities anywhere where you actually put in the money, and then when you start drawing, anyone who's ever gotten in excess of their principal to a point where their return might be 4 to 6% if they're extremely lucky. So anyway, so here's what's wet. Oh, my annuity's making 12%. Big deal. You'll never get it. You know, the more it makes, the less you're going to get of it. 303-713-TALK. Listen, all of the lines are filled up. We're going to get right to them.
Later, Ross.
I can't believe I ate a bell pepper.
Oh, man, does it sit in your gut?
It is. It's disgusting. It's really, really
no pukey.
See, that sounded like a fresh one. I think if you would have got
Sounded
a
like an
mushy
apple,
one,
didn't it?
yeah, they're good. Fresh ones are good.
in my IRA and the crash years ago.
At least you didn't bark. All right, I'll wear the damn shirt all day.
And during racquetball.
Send some pictures. I
will.
Send some pictures wearing the shirt.
I will. When the next market crash hits,
please go into a Walmart.
I called the Chiefs before the season even started winning the Super Bowl.
Do me a favor, go into a Walmart in the
I called the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl before the season even started. Yeah.
Why is that?
They went to the AFC Championship last year.
Hey,
Patrick
Joe,
Mahomes,
Mark,
dude's a beast, man. He's being a Bronco fan. I hate that he's on their team, but gosh, he's so good.
Call 800.
I don't know. It's on that.
1-800-493-1717. That's 1-800-493-1717.
Broncos will be good next year, though.
K&H Home Solutions is the place to call if you want some great deals on siding, windows, doors. K&H always has something going on. K&H Home Solutions. They are the company I know and I use when it comes to my past homes. I've used them every time I needed one of their products. Right now, 30% off all of the windows, siding, and doors. If you drop by the Home and Garden Show, they're in booths 313 and 1275. You get an extra 10% and you get a gift. Now listen, the Home and Garden Show's fun, right? Look up K&H, get an extra 10%. That's 40% off, and it's a real 40%. 303-421-7100, 421-7100 for details. And you can also book your own appointment at home at khwindows.com, a no-obligation appointment, khwindows.com.
Guys, this Valentine's
I said it to you.
Day, the next best thing to wear.
You know, the thing about it is, Kansas City's going to be good next year, but the year after, they're going to have to pay their quarterback a big salary.
Why is he coming up?
No, because they get 4-year rookie contract, and then
Right.
they get the big salary.
Who's that?
What do you mean?
On
Is
their
that
quarterback.
all NFLs?
Yeah, the rookie contracts, unless it's
Are they limited?
Yeah.
They're 4-year.
Rookie contracts are limited?
Unless you're drafted like first or second, yeah.
But they can give him a signing bonus. That's
If you're drafted first, you can pay him more. Other than that, you can only
That's still capped, though, isn't it?
like our quarterback for Denver's quarterback right now. Like we're in a great position. Denver's in a great position because we have a rookie quarterback who's good. I mean, he proves that he's gonna be he's gonna be the guy. And now we got a bunch of draft picks, so that'll be a bunch more rookies that will be low
So it
cost.
should be a good team.
We can go out and get some higher price. We need to fix our line, our offensive line, and get another linebacker. Chubb will be back. Our safety that never played last year, who's supposed to be awesome, will play. Denver, we got rid of our offensive coordinator, who was horrible.
Chubb played last year.
They're gonna be good this year. I haven't been this excited about Denver since Peyton left.
God, he was good coming in and just winning and getting it.
Oh, but I tell you, Elway's not the greatest. He pulled, what's his name, $17 million from Baltimore for the quarterback?
I know.
Why do you think Baltimore released him?
Yeah, that was a dumb decision.
Yeah, but look at Manning. He didn't do much for the Colts leading up to that.
Remember,
his
he was
back
hurt.
was broke.
Well, he
wasn't
never
it?
played
his
again
neck.
because that was because they drafted Andrew Luck. So that's why Peyton
And
ended
he's
up.
doing pretty good, actually.
Who?
Luck.
Well, no, he retired
He
last
left.
year.
He
He
quit.
screwed his team
Yeah.
right as the season was
Yeah.
starting last year and just
He
up and
retired.
just retired.
He
Like,
was hurt. He was getting hurt a lot.
I mean,
How old was he?
Yeah.
but he waited till the season was. What was it? A week before the season started that he
Where'd
did
they
that to
get
them.
So it was a schmuck move.
People were
Where'd
pissed.
they get him from?
Luck was drafted.
Luck was drafted first from
Wait a minute,
Stanford.
He was drafted and he quit?
No. He
Not
played
after a
like
couple
Well,
of years.
he played like what,
5
6
years?
years, I think.
Is he retired now?
Yeah.
He retired
getting hurt a lot.
right before the season started. Like during preseason, he didn't play the first couple preseason games. Like then he's like, I'm done. But the Colts actually still did good,
Okay.
surprisingly.
DenverTrialLawyers.com for those difficult cases. You don't know where to turn. They'll always accept your phone call and talk to you. If you look them up at DenverTrialLawyers.com, and I'll give you that number, they'll always talk to you about a product that was defective and hurt you, or a doctor, a therapist, hospital, assisted living facilities. Maybe you got hurt by some other weird way. You don't know. Maybe even a big, giant accident. You don't know who to turn to. And you can call them, 303-571-5302, DenverTrialLawyers.com.
Morty is sponsored
Luck
by
played
the
for 7
Exogen
years.
Temporal Scanner Thermometer.
Do you see all those people on that ship that are with that virus?
Oh, that'd be
Fuck, that's going to
quarantine?
be a death ship, man.
The coronavirus?
Yeah, there's like 66 or 100 or something, all infected on this cruise ship that's kind of, parked out at sea or wherever.
Is it the norovirus or the coronavirus?
It's Corona.
Is it-
Where?
There's no the norovirus.
66 more passengers on a Diamond Princess, bringing it to 130.
Of what?
Why don't they bring the ship in
Coronavirus?
then?
Because they don't want to infect everybody.
Is it coronavirus or norovirus?
No, coronavirus.
Really?
Hi, Tom Martino here. RenewHomeInnovations.com for showers that are awe-inspiring. Now they use Kohler products, and a lot of people think of those as just bath products, but they have a wall system that requires no maintenance called Serica. And that's renewhomeinnovations.com. Look at their website if you're looking for a bathroom. They have good, better, and best. The best are really, they concentrate on the shower and the bath. They have the most beautiful products. renewhomeinnovations.com. So let's go to Sean, who had a security system. This one is weird. We're trying to get somebody to look at this, okay? Listen to this one. Sean went to bought a new truck, okay? This is really, really weird. And he tried to install an auto start. It's called StartX or something. Tried to install that, and it didn't work. He kept getting errors, so he removed it. Then his truck would not start. He must have screwed with something in his truck. He takes it to the dealer.
No, he reprogrammed the EEPROM in there, he said.
Sean, when you tried to install your start thing, did you do anything with your programming?
Not in the truck programming. It was actually the remote start module itself.
You did not touch the truck or its programming as far as the actual internal stuff, right?
That is correct.
Now, after you removed the remote start when it wouldn't work, you could not get it started again, right? You could not get it started. All right. So
what was the brand?
Start X, I think it is. Is it Start X?
Yeah, that's it.
So you take it to the dealer, and you just tell them my truck won't start. And that's wise because you wanted to know if it was covered under warranty. You didn't want them to know you were screwing with it. But they called you back and said, was anyone trying to install a security system because it messed up the truck? And they said, come and get your truck. It's fixed. And the security system, they said, was sitting on the floor, except you never installed a security system. So what the hell was sitting on the floor that they took out? You said it had all the wires cut and a bunch of stuff just pulled out of your truck, and no one could tell you exactly what the hell it is. And I said, you need to go to another dealer to find out. But apparently they told you. Now, when you went to the dealer, did you go back to the dealer where you bought it?
No.
When you went back when it didn't start, you went to another dealer?
No, they actually got the truck to run after they removed this.
I know, but I'm asking, what dealer was that? A new dealer or the dealer you bought it from?
The dealer I bought it from is the one that removed the rat's nest.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. The dealer you bought it from removed the rat's nest security system and supposedly fixed the truck. You want to know what the hell did they remove? And they said it was something they put on all their trucks as an anti-theft device.
That was one of the stories I got from one of the
It doesn't make sense to me. They do everything they can to keep their price per unit down. And for them to do a security system in every single truck and then remove it upon sale sounds like a very expensive cost per unit idea. So, I mean, did you find out anything since?
Yes, I did. You suggested going to a different dealership. I did. Contacted one of their service techs, and I showed it to him, and he just kind of gave me a funny look. I asked him, you have any idea what this is?
Right.
This came out of my brand new truck at 300 miles.
What did he say?
And he said he thought that it was a system that they installed to show the truck, so everybody had a button remote to access the truck. That's what he thought. He wasn't saying for sure.
That just doesn't make sense.
And I asked him, I said, have you ever seen anything installed in a factory truck like this? And he just shook his head and he says, I've never seen anything like this as far as wiring, because it was too sensitive.
Here's the deal. If truly it was extra and they removed it, no harm, no foul. I was...
So to speak, because this gentleman said that they had used them in the past, but all of theirs was it plugged into the onboard diagnostic harness, and the module was a magnetic unit that went under the hood. So it had a transmitter.
No, I know. That's the kind they use at dealerships because it doesn't require any installation. They just plug it in. It's plug and play. This one sounds too expensive. Are you sure it's not factory installed and they screwed with your original equipment?
No way. I asked him. He said,
That's
he
not
told me
factored.
if it was absolutely not.
Okay.
That's not even shake.
I still haven't heard what you want, by the way, Sean. Hold on, and let's come back to that and more coming up.
Yeah, what does he want?
Did anybody ask him if it has a part number on it?
This is Denver's talk station.
Do we seriously not know what he wants now?
I mean, you're right. That's a good thing. I mean, there's got to be some
Yeah,
type of
anybody-
you
it's a
can
simple
just plug,
thing.
you can just plug it in and
Did
it should
anybody
come
ask
up
him what
with
the
it.
part number is?
Go ask him.
This
Go ask
report
him.
is
Okay.
sponsored by the
That would be
Execute
good.
Temporal Scanner Thermometer. Rescue vehicles are working to clear out that crash at the end of the ramp from 104th on to southbound I-25. That's a tough one. If you could use an alternate route, might be best for the time being. Crash being cleared on the westbound side of US 36.
People like that
Church
opening,
Ranch.
by the
Still
way.
a little bit of delay there. Left lane remains blocked. Speeds have improved over the past half hour. Crash northbound I-25 approaching I-70 appears to be cleared. No delays on that stretch. Emergency road work clogging up the drive on westbound I-270 at Vasquez. The right lane remains blocked. You can't avoid that stretch. The weather forecast mostly sunny.
NYC cops declaring war on de
Clogging
Blasio.
areas and 21.
Because 2 of them
Impact
killed.
traffic in
Yeah,
West
this
95.
fucking
Two more
maniac
cops
walked right
got
into the
shot.
police station starting shooting people.
Why is the Blasio?
Because he's fucking like, you know, honestly, he's anti-cop, so how's that?
The flu season, but we can
I'll
always
agree with
prepare.
that.
Yeah, New York's become a
Yes.
sanctuary city, giving driver's licenses
Okay, guys,
illegal.
SentryRV.com. That's the website that'll get you to our local Sentry RV. I mean local, right up north, near Longmont on the 119 turnoff to Longmont and I-25, or just in Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's. They have a service department up north, by the way. They can get your RV in there, whether it be a full-blown Class A or a Class B. Whatever you have, they can service at CentryRV.com. Plus, new and used, 303-453-1111.
Each shopping, you can save thousands in interest. Want to know how to save even more? Do a simple interest loan. Take AIM. We're sponsoring an event.
Even the
on
cops are
March
coming out
6th
saying
to
we
demonstrate
can't,
how
you know, we
save
gotta turn
thousands
people
more
over
with
to
a simple
ICE and
interest
shit.
loan. Walk back in
Got a
time to the
pretty,
50s and the 60s.
pretty bad email on Juliet Picone. You might want to read through it. I sent it to you. She's been suspended apparently for threatening people. Remember the veteran we tried to help whose dog was up in Northland? That's mentioned. So just read it. Let me know what questions you want me to ask.
Oh, and she, yeah.
I told them to send me the
She was
complaint.
no friend of ours, asshole.
No.
She didn't like
But
you,
it's
did
pretty
she?
bad deal.
No, and I don't, I know why, because we,
That thing with the horse?
no, there was a breeder that needed help.
Oh, I remember that with the dogs that ate all the bad food and a bunch of them
But
died.
she hated that I was even helping a breeder.
Yes.
Because she's against them.
Yeah, so what, you let the puppies die or whatever, you know? That was a weird one. Moldy dog food, remember?
But, you know, to be upset with me because... Where's my dental appointment? My dental appointment, 2:20. Okay, well, geez, they're starting to...
Next door?
Yeah, but they're verifying it 10 days before.
Yeah, they send a lot of emails. I kind of like that, actually, though.
I can't wait to have this eye fixed.
It must be a little better, though, isn't it?
No, it's not better at all.
What happened to it?
Huh?
What happened to it?
Just some gel inside the eye floating around, blocking my vision. It's normal old
When
age.
are they going to fix it?
And normally it dissolves.
That
but
because of
it-
cataract?
Huh?
Because you had to have the cataract replaced?
No, it's behind the lens. It's inside the eye. I have great lenses. But,
When are you going to have it fixed?
he wanted me to wait another 30 days, so I have it on my calendar at the end of this month. They thought it would dissolve because 95% of the time it dissolves. The gel dissolves.
Yeah, it's called the vitreous humor.
Yeah. So he's sucking out the vitreous, but they have to put you under general, but it's only like 20 minutes. It's really just a syringe, I think.
Where does it come from?
Your eye is lined with it, and when you're younger, I don't know what it is, but
Does it regenerate?
No, it gets old and falls off.
So you don't need it.
And when you're younger, you do.
Okay.
And it's a vitreous gel, so they call it vitreous detachment, meaning the vitreous stuff comes off and it goes inside the fluid. So you have fluid in your eye, and it goes inside the fluid. So when I do this, it comes up and starts floating, and so it's like a cloud going across my sight.
That would annoy the shit out of me.
It annoys the shit out of me. But he said, oh, it'll go away in a few weeks, and it did. And then he says, let's wait a few more weeks, because he wants to make sure he gets no contest for the procedure, for Medicare. I don't think, it's pre-approved. It's one of the procedures they approve. It's called vitreous, I don't know, whatever. Vitreous removal.
Yeah.
So it's like an appendectomy. I can never say that, but it's like a vitreous.
It's probably a vitreotomy.
Okay. That's what it is. I guess otomy means to remove, right?
Yeah.
Tonsillectomy or. Okay, I am very passionate about this because everyone thinks they got it knocked, or they go to a bad person when it comes to search engine optimization, when it comes to digital marketing. We had a meeting with these guys, Get Found Fast, and they don't talk a big game. They just show you results, and they really show you results. They just know what they're doing. They're just good people. GetFoundFast.com. They keep people for a long time because they don't make you sign a long-term contract. They just show you results. Search engine optimization, digital marketing, just basically internet presence. GetFoundFast.com.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALKS, 303-713-8255. So, make a long story short, Sean took his truck in. It wasn't starting after he tried to install an auto start system, and they removed the security system from the truck that the dealer had put in, apparently. And now the truck's working. There was apparently also a loose wire. I think they just happened to remember they didn't remove that. I don't know if they remove it from every truck. We should really find that out. But anyway, what do you want? What do you want, Sean? We haven't heard. They really didn't do anything wrong. They simply removed the property that was added to your truck from the factory. What do you want?
Well, the other service advisor at the other dealership informed me that if I was to ever have any electrical problems with that truck, that my factory warranty would be void.
I doubt it. It'd only be void if there were notes in the system somewhere about it.
Well, when they find, if they put this back together the way this was installed, it looked like a 2-year-old did it with.
Well, when you look inside, do you see anything that looks amiss?
I would have to take the dash apart and find out.
Sean, what you need, what you simply need is to ask. I think that other dealer's stirring crap, if you want to know the truth. If a dealer messes with that truck and puts a security system in, then takes it back out again, even if it did void your warranty, I don't think it will. But even if it did, the dealer would never let that happen because it's the dealer that would decide that. I just can't see that happening, Sean. But I'm asking, what do you want? The truck is running fine, isn't that right?
At this point, yes.
Okay, so what do you want? I mean, really? You get it checked. You could get it checked out by Lakewood Auto Electrics. Show them that and say, hey, when they remove this, did they, can you take a look, see what it looks like to make sure there aren't any loose wires or anything? I mean, what kind of connectors? Were they connectors that connected in line? In other words, that pinched an inline line, or did they actually terminate lines and hook them up, or did they hook them up directly to your circuit box? Do you know?
There is no harness. It is nothing but spade connectors, crimp-on spade connectors,
okay,
and cut wires on the backside of the butt connectors, the pinch-on butt connectors.
You're upset because psychologically you're thinking inside your truck there's a bunch of loose wires.
There's a bunch of bad connections, really piss-poor connections that will fail.
What do you mean fail? The unit was removed. Sean, I think you're going to have a tough time making the argument. If you go to the dealer, why don't you just demand the dealer that they check where they pulled this out, and you want to make sure that it doesn't alter your electrical warranty. I mean, your warranty on electric. Unless you mention it, if you take your truck in, first of all, There are very seldom, warranty issues on electrical. But if there are, I don't know what you're afraid of. You can't do an action based on what can happen. That's what I'm confused about. Your truck is running. You're upset they took that piece of equipment out. Had they never told you that, you would have never known.
Well, except anytime anybody tried to install anything else in it, it would disable the truck.
How do you know that? Sean, how do you know that? If you wanted to go get a professional auto start installed, you're telling me it can't be done?
For about $800 to $1,000, yeah.
But Sean, I still don't understand. What are you telling me? Because you can't do a do-it-yourself start system, there's something defective about your truck?
No. Actually, it may be able to be done now with this out because this is what disabled my truck.
Okay, so what if you had to make an argument to do something? What do you want? You're not even asking. You just say what if? What do you want?
My wiring harness is either been replaced or has been butchered. That's the bottom line. You can look at this, and if they would have had to replace the wiring harness of whatever they tapped into to restore it to factory.
Okay, so they did. Now what?
They did not replace the wiring harness.
How do you know? How do you know there's anything wrong with your truck? You know what, Sean? You're worried about the deep recesses of your truck being defective, okay? That's what you are. Let's get right to it. Prove it. Okay? Prove it. Because if you want a new truck, because that's what you're going for. You're not going to get a new truck, okay? Sean, I want to be your friend, but I can't be stupid. You're not going to get a new truck, okay? You're not. You're not going to get a new truck. You're not going to get a replacement truck, Sean. What you have to do is prove that truck is substandard. You can't just say, well, they took this out and I don't like it. Prove it, all right? Go prove it. Go to Lakewood Auto Electrics. Have them tear into it and document everything they do. And you pay for a diagnosis. And if they say the electrical in this truck is screwed up, then you get that diagnosis to us, okay? That's what you have to do. Or
I'm right down the street from Lakewood. I'll take it to them.
And pay for a diagnostic, but show them that thing and say, look, I want to know if they screwed up this truck at all. Not an opinion, a real deal, a real diagnosis. I think if you can show they screwed up your brand new truck, then you might have something. Okay? Maybe you can make them restore a harness from the factory or something. I just keep thinking over and over and over and over, what the hell does he want? And I know what he wants. He wants a new truck. He wants it replaced. That's what he wants. Okay, but this is what bothers me, okay? I am one of these guys like Sean. I am a little psychologically weird. George, are you weird? I know you. Here's what I mean. Would you buy a truck from Stevenson knowing that they install these things deep inside your truck? Do you like that idea? I don't like that idea. I don't like that they screw with a brand new truck right off the line. I don't like it.
I would want to know.
I mean, I don't like
what it is.
So I want to know from Stevenson, and Suzanne, it's not, I think, or no, Deputy Doc, call Stevenson. I think we have a right to know as consumers. Do they put these systems in every single truck, and do they remove them, or do they leave them in there? I'd like to know that. And in doing so, do they alter the electrical system of that truck? 303-713-TALK.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the...
It's different than plugging into a data port.
If they have.
Is he still on the line? Let me get the number.
Why would they put that?
Like you said.
Okay, which dealer? He's on line 3.
Okay. Tell him to
I'd
hold
like
on.
to know from their dealer, Stevenson, if they do this.
So is it a theft? So they until they sell it, they want to know if their truck gets stolen where it goes. Is that what it is?
They've never actually said what it is. He is guessing it's an anti-theft. One guy told him it was anti-theft. Another guy says it's just so they can have.
It just doesn't make sense.
Access to it.
Some guy could have just thrown the part in there.
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
It's got a part.
And if that were true, that they would have taken it out before he ever took it off the lot in the first place, he never would have known.
Right, you're right.
So it doesn't. It just
or
doesn't.
Unless they
the whole thing doesn't make sense.
Unless they would have thrown in the truck. They should have just kept it.
Sheridan Auto Tech, a shop you can trust. You know, we talk about auto repairs all the time, and there are few shops that we truly trust through and through. Sheridan Auto Tech is one of them. 2 convenient locations. You have just west of Wadsworth on Colfax and Lakewood, and just south of 6th Avenue on Havana in Aurora. That's SheridanAutotech.com for trust, experience, knowledge, and honesty. 303-455-7242. SheridanAutotech.com.
Yeah, they probably weren't even supposed to throw it in the truck.
Or it didn't work. Oh, I know that. But you know what? They might have said, man, you forgot to take this off.
It's time to stop.
You know, because they took it in and said, we better take it off. But then you get all pissed off. Although, I will say, I'm one of those crazy people. I think about stuff like that. Like, did they tear wires out in my truck? Are they just hanging there? Are they, you know, what's inside my truck? I get it. Don't you get that feeling if you had a brand new truck?
Yeah, but look, right now, as we sit here today, if his truck is working perfectly fine, there's nothing wrong with it, then there's freaking nothing wrong with it. You know? They either work or they don't. It didn't, that's why he had to take it back in right after he got it. They took that out, and it works.
What do they say?
Fact is, he has a truck brand new, and it works right now. So I wouldn't waste as much time on it. The amount of time he's spending on it to get what? Like, what's the end result that he wants?
He shouldn't have fucked with the truck in the first place. Put in the remote start.
That's probably what's going to void his warranty, is that. What's that?
Yeah, that's a whole other
What
thing.
he tried to do.
Right.
Yeah. But he has a brand new truck. It's working. Nothing's wrong with it right now. He's worried that someday there might be something wrong with it down the road, and it's going to be because of that. What? Like,
I can't believe nobody, when he went to the place, he says, well, what's this thing doing in my truck? What is this? Nobody knows what it is.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
After the job was done, I'm saving a fourth to a half, completely off on eBay for summer, building winter, and winter for the summer. I love it. This month only, save $275 for a window and $775 for a patio door. Plus, take advantage of easy financing with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a full year. Or choose low monthly payments. Follow Cody's lead.
George, you know, none of us thought you should have went back and gave that person that $4 million and stuff.
What, that water heater? I know. And we didn't give her $4,000. We ended up paying the. It was like $2,000 was what we finally settled on. But this is and we used it as a train. This is the thing. Did we cause that? No. But when we do these, should we have the thing that did happen? We gave her a list of stuff that she should have done. That should have been one of them. Now she didn't go with anything else.
Why should have been one of them?
Because we know better. As professionals, we know that's a possibility. As old as it was, the flex line could.
It was copper, right?
Yeah, and it was like 13 years old or something. We know that could happen. So it should at least be a recommendation by us every time in that situation. Now she didn't go with any other recommendation. With others that are more important, she for sure wouldn't have gone with that recommendation, right? So at the end of the day, I mean, did we cause it? No. Would she have went with the recommendation? No.
But your guy that went out there should have done something. Versus, and then got that piece and said, look, it's all corroded. This is why it happened.
Yeah, she understands why it happened.
Oh, she does? She didn't understand for us. When I talked to her.
Well, she did by the end.
Okay.
I think. I mean, I didn't deal with her.
She was mad at the second guy that came out for the fact he said he was rude and didn't do anything. He said it'd be $500 to do it.
Right, and we should have just had him he should have contacted a manager and should have just got that taken care of rather than, I think she had somebody else do that, but.
Right, she had a friend do it.
But his whole thing was, it wasn't him that was there, but it was another guy. But he's like, the guy that was here didn't cause that.
Right.
And that was his whole.
But to know that if you took it off and replaced it, you could say, look at this is why it failed. And instead, you didn't. I think you could have charged her something, but $500 probably was.
I don't think it was. I don't
That's
think
what
he.
she had said.
I don't think that's the
$500.
case.
That's
So,
all.
maybe with the emergency fees and stuff, which we ended up waiving.
Right, the $140.
Because it's the middle of the night.
But
you
she
know,
had the green. No. It was in the morning.
No, that guy went out there, I think it was late at night.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Frank will help you sell your home better, faster, and for more money than anyone else, and he has stats to prove it. Simple as that. He sells more homes than most real estate people do. He sells more in a month than most do in a year. Look him up, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. So, this is it. We have a problem that we don't know what to do with, but here's what we hear. Every time there's a shooting, every single time there's a shooting, when a kid is involved, why didn't the parents pick up on it? Why didn't authorities pick up on it? Why didn't the school pick up on it? Why didn't mental health workers pick up on it? Why didn't anyone see this coming? Why? And I contend that's because there is no place to report such a thing. Not one place. Now, if you see your kid with a gun heading to school, I think you can report it. But what about a kid that threatens to do things, to kill people, to kill himself? He's suicidal and dangerous. And the mother is begging for help. Not one person responds to her, not one. Not one. They say, well, he's fine to us. So this kid who has threatened to kill his sister, her baby, himself, his parents, other people, she is saying, I need help. I remember when Sandy Hook happened and that young kid, people said, well, why didn't they notice his mental illness? Why didn't his mother say anything? This mother is crying out for help, and not one person, not one, is responding. So here's the real truth, okay? And I hope you take this, whether you like me or not, or you like the radio show, if you happen to be listening. I want you to ask yourself right now, what would you do with a dangerous kid that you suspected could do a school shooting tomorrow? There's nothing to do. Because the police will do nothing. You see, that's what's so stupid about people saying, why didn't we pick up on it? They can't do anything. They can't. Well, here's what they say. Well, did he hurt anybody? No. Well, okay. Nothing we can do about it. So in other words, what difference does it make? Sandy, you right now have a son you feel is completely out of control and quite capable of serious violence, right?
Yes, it's a daughter, actually.
I'm sorry. Oh, I assumed it was a son. I'm sorry. I didn't.
No.
I actually never asked you before. You're the same one that we talked to last week, right?
No, I called at the end of the show.
This is yet
I was
another
trying
one.
to comment.
Okay, yet another one. Okay, well, that other one was a boy. I'm sorry. And this woman she still has a problem. Now, remember, this kid says, I'd like to get a gun. I'd like to kill people. I'd like to do this. I'd like to do it. Doesn't matter. You can't have people picked up and processed for that. And so here's what I want to tell people. Next time there's a shooting, and there will be, unfortunately, I hope to God not, but if there's another one, you're going to ask yourself, why didn't anyone do anything? And the answer is, there is no one to do anything. There is no process. It's impossible. I defy anyone to tell me differently. I can call Aurora Police, Denver Police. I can call any police department today and say, I think my son is seriously violent. He talks about shooting. He talks about going to schools with a gun. He talks about bombing. He talks about hurting people. And they will do nothing. Neither will mental health people, unless this guy is so psychotic that he basically brings a weapon into the psychological counseling center with him when the counselor is talking to him. I'm telling you, it's sad. Now, I assumed you were the same parent on hold here. You're a different parent. Now, tell me, so your kid isn't violent?
Well, she's threatened me. She's got such a hatred towards me, and she is an adult. But the only reason I keep her is because there's a 4-year-old child involved.
How old is your daughter? How old is your daughter?
She just turned 24. But I have the 4-year-old that I'm protecting from mom.
Well, can't you get now? I think can't you call social services and start?
They've been involved, and all they said was go in for guardianship. I could not, so I became an intervener, which is
Okay,
like the
well,
third
okay,
party down.
that's the problem. You can't go for guardianship and take her parental rights away.
No.
Why?
Nope.
Why?
Because the dad's still involved. So I got to go through the links of mom's got to be proved, and then dad's got to be proved, and then I can get her. And I did this just so that she didn't go into foster care. So, yeah. The last time I called the police on her, you know, she had taken a picture of my dresser without my husband's ashes on and sent a text. Well, I hope you enjoy cleaning up Bill's ashes. I mean, just mentally.
Okay, well, why?
You know?
I don't know what to tell you, man. You have her living with you.
I know. And when I told the cops the last time, Adams County, I said, well, how do I get her out? Oh, well, you got to go through this legal prosecution thing. Takes 30 to 60
No,
days.
they're talking about
and
an
I
eviction.
said, what about
first,
the holes in the wall? Isn't that violence? Oh, no, that's her space. She's allowed to do that.
Well, that's not true. That's not true. Do they say that to a husband? Listen, do they say that to a husband or a wife? Sandy, you got to take a breath. They don't say that to a husband or a wife. The police are just trying to. They're just trying to, shine you off. They don't want to deal with you.
Yes,
you have to go get a restraining order. If you fear for your life, and safety, you got to get a restraining order against your daughter.
I've done something different. I'm putting my house on the market and leaving state. I don't know what else to do. And unfortunately, I'm leaving my grandbaby, and hopefully social services will really start looking into it. Because
so you are putting up your house for sale and leaving just to get away from the situation.
I am. It's mentally, it's exhausting.
Why can't you simply evict her?
Because you have no idea how much taunting she does to you.
Well, the first one is a restraining order. The second one is an eviction. You do both of them. But if you can't do that, and if you're going to be moving, why did you call? Because we could help you with those other two things.
No good at helping.
Not with Family Matters. No, they are not. They are not. You're right. There is.
And it really irritates me.
I don't know. I mean, you're not the only parent that said this. We're under the illusion the police are there for these kinds of things, and they are not. I'm consumer.
They're there to give traffic tickets.
There is no place to call.
Revenue, right? Especially here.
Do you want me to read this? Do you want me to send what I wrote up from her?
Unless she has a
It's
gun,
resolved.
you can do the red flag law. But
It's
she doesn't have a
resolved. It's
gun.
gone. Like, it's not an issue anymore.
You're right. There's no crime until the crime has been committed.
That's right. That's why whenever anyone says, "Oh,"
Anyway, I called up Stevenson Toyota. The general manager was out. I left a message with Brian, who we spoke to in the service department. So I gave him our backline number, and I gave him our after-hours number.
Did you do anything with Google My Business over the weekend or no? No.
Mark, I just looked at it. But I wanted you to see what they did, that recommended. They took the recommended edit. They changed it.
I can't log into it now.
You don't have to log in. Just look at the referral list. Remember when
No, I gotta log into it though to send it to Dave and add him as a person. Did you change it?
No, of course not. Of course not.
But what was he edit on? It wasn't on Tom Martino.
When you did referral list, Tom Martino came up.
Yeah.
With the mugshot.
Yeah. No, I'm talking Tom Martino though. You didn't do anything with that.
No.
The domain Tom Martino.
Nothing.
Okay.
No, I want TomMartino.com pointing to TroubleshooterNetwork.com, and then that's done. We're done. Everything's done.
For breaking into the computer systems of the credit reporting agency Equifax, and for stealing the sensitive personal information of nearly half of all American citizens.
Some 150 million Americans.
Tom, I just Googled it. It's still there.
What's that?
It's still there.
Okay, hold on. I just did it, and I.
About 10 million
Okay, so when you go referrallist.com.
No, I went just Tom Martino.
Yeah, but that's just one of many, right?
Okay.
In that collage you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I don't care about
Okay,
that.
okay,
I was talking about referral list. It came up
508-137.
But that one there, I can get rid of that too. But
508-137.
You're right. Referral list is not.
It's not. Isn't that good?
Yep, that's great.
Wind gusts here hit 97 miles per hour down on the beach.
This is a lesson. Mother Nature is teaching us a lesson.
Mother Nature caused the disruption of flights, closed down ports, and as this rescuer says, closed down.
And then is that guarantee that you got that even after you put it in, you said you'll beat an apple to an apple by $250?
Huh?
If they put in a furnace, we had the other one, a guy put in a furnace, then somebody told him it was too much. Had you guys put it in, it was cold snap, had you guys put it in, his friend or son said it was too much. He called you up and he got other bids. And he pulled up your warranty and said, you know, you'll beat anybody if it's an apple to an apple, same thing, by $250.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Right.
Everything's the same.
Right. So
that's true.
Even after it's put in.
Yes.
Okay.
As long as everything's the same. And so, if we pretty much every time we ever end up with an issue with that, it's never the same. Never. Whether it's the brand of equipment, the efficiency, there's something that's not the same.
And on that one, your guy, I think, handled it great.
Yeah.
He was going to give him $270 off. You know, because so that one was, I thought, was really good. I just didn't know if that's how you meant the guarantee.
We do.
Even after it's put in.
Yes.
I thought that was a little strange.
Because the whole point is, our whole point is, we'll beat anybody apples to apples. So, you know, just because you're in a situation right now doesn't mean you have to.
No, I think it's a good one. I just thought it was too good to be true.
No,
after it's already put in.
It's true. Again, the only difference is,
it's got to be an apple.
I mean, we rarely run into trouble with that, but if we do, it's because you're saying, look, I got this, and it's not even, usually it's not even freaking close. It's like, dude, it's not the same.
And what's the ones you guys put in? What are yours?
Usually American Standard, which is it's the best brand. It's the best brand.
What are the best? What about Reed?
American Standard.
How does Reed? How does Lennox?
Okay.
How does
Consumer
Carrier?
Reports for years and years now, though, has said American Standard
Okay.
Train.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
American Standard and Train are the same thing. Goodman's the low end, cheapest.
There's already been some concerns
Bryant,
expressed from other
Goodman.
city council members about modifying the ban. Some council members say
And
they've
like I say,
already
there,
got lots of
he
public
didn't.
comment on the
It wasn't
proposal.
apple, but like I said, you guys handled that one. Just
Okay.
So I tell you, I had one of you guys come out and do my furnace when you had that 1999 special a couple of months ago, 2 months ago.
How do you do?
Great.
This report
Awesome.
is sponsored by the Exogen Temporal
It
Scanner
was great.
Thermometer.
Put on his booties, took care of the furnace. It was just a really good deal.
Awesome.
And I didn't tell him that I was affiliated with the show.
Yeah, he has the same story. Dan,
what's that? I'm sorry.
he just told me the same thing you said.
Yeah,
He had the
I got-
tune-up special, didn't tell him who he was. That
Oh, no,
you were
I did. Yeah,
affiliated
no,
with
I
Tom.
did too.
and-
Yeah,
Yeah,
did a good
did
job.
great.
The rest of the highways across town are wide open.
That was a couple years ago.
Forecast mostly sunny
On
with
what?
snow this afternoon. With a
Mine was a
high
couple
31
years ago.
tonight. Snow early, then ending in the overnight hours, a low around 9. Right
What are
now,
you
still
talking about?
areas of fog around Denver, and we're sitting at 21. With your
Hey, did you just get a text
I'm Pete Wagner on 6
from Google?
The number one flu or other virus symptom is fever, so use a thermometer proven accurate by more than 80 clinical studies. We can't always predict the flu season, but we can always prepare for it with the Exogen Temporal Scanner. Visit exogen.com.
This is Dan Kappas. You were probably raised by your folks the same way my mom and dad raised us. We were taught to fight the good fight, to stand up for what's right, and to do well by doing good. For me, it's fighting against giant insurance companies on behalf of good people.
Who the hell's phone number ends in 36?
Injury or the wrongful death
Yeah.
of a
Oh,
loved
wait.
one.
It's our office number, does. 6136. 303-830-6136.
Daphne Sexton.
Why? What's going on, Mark?
Or hit Dan Kaplas
Do you want to see if I can log in?
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Okay. I should get one.
When we're not telling people that Liberty
That's
Mutual customizes
just a
your car
fucking-
insurance, so you
I don't have my phone. Everything I have is authenticated through my phone.
Can I say something? I have a login if you want to find.
Not for Tom Martino. I don't think anybody does but me. I just created it last week. That's why I asked you. You didn't create a Google My Business for that domain, right?
only pay
Yeah.
for what you need. At
I should get it here in a minute.
It's your shot to win $1,000 now.
If I had my phone, none of this would be an issue. I just hit one button and everything's cool. But I simply don't have it.
Text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's tab to 200-200.
No.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Oh, it's crazy, man. If I didn't have Ross, I would have turned around.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com, and it does. And I just read where CSU is starting a studies in CBD, thanks in part to the donation that Panacea Life Sciences made to CSU, $1.5 million. They're the leader in the CBD industry. They have wonderful products that really work. You just pick the kind you want, whether chewable or a gel cap or whatever. RealCBDThatWorks.com. They're right here in Golden, but they're a national company. If you put what's the promo you can put in there and get 20% off? There's a promo code. Is it Martino, right? Martino, and you get 20% off for the rest of the month. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Okay, 303-713-TALK. Okay. I'll just get Jacob up really quickly because this is a really easy one to take care of. Go ahead, Jacob.
I was listening earlier about the lady that called in about her daughter and stuff needing help.
Yes.
And I was just wondering, why do you claim to help people, but then you just pretty much like shut her down and like interrupted her, didn't listen to her, and you were like pretty much just telling her, you know what, too bad.
Well, Jacob, I didn't tell her too bad. I'm sorry that's what you heard. I said there's no one to call because it's the truth. Okay? I mean, Jacob, first of all, the thing about interrupting, I just can't let people go on and on and on and on and on. I can't. Okay? But I can let them go on some, and then I like to interject questions. But as far as helping her, what did she want? She called to tell me she was selling her home and moving because no authorities will do anything. And I said she's right. I don't know what I can't make things happen that don't happen. The police, here's the sad situation, Jacob. When I yell and make noise, I'm hoping people listen because there is no place to call. There's no place to call for help if you suspect your child is violent or if your child is giving you a hard time or there's nothing. They have to commit a crime first.
Right, that's right, and I completely agree with you. But I mean, you're saying that we're supposed to call you for help. I mean, come on, what else are we supposed to do?
Well, there's nothing.
Advice than just
I wish I had more advice. I don't know what to do. I do that out of helplessness. So I want to figure out a place people can call when they suspect psychologically unstable people. But there is no place. First of all, we have to protect individual rights. So, but I don't know, Jacob. The answer is I don't know. Maybe I should take this up and figure out what to do. If you think, Jacob, if you had a son or a daughter that you suspected, you heard them talking about doing violence at school, do you know that the police will do nothing? They won't do anything. It's not a crime. That's what's
right,
weird.
Which I think is completely outrageous.
I don't know if it should be a crime or what it should be. I don't know what to do. It is frustrating to me. It really is. Because right now, if you say, right now, I have a real issue. The neighbor kid was talking about shooting up his school. They will do nothing. They just won't.
Jacob, the other thing is we're hoping that somebody in the listening audience might be able to tell us what we can do.
Maybe
so
they
by
have a
Tom,
suggestion.
by Tom going on and saying that we don't know what to do, hopefully somebody like yourself or someone else listening can give us an answer.
By the way, Viola, hold on. I'm going to get to you. I had you up. But Keith, you have a comment on this. Go ahead, Keith.
We had a similar situation a few years ago with somebody we knew. And it turned out in the end that the city or the county just didn't want to pay for the bills for treatment that they would be getting.
Well, Keith, it could be that. I don't know if it's that simple. It could be.
I would think if you called up Douglas County right now and said, my teenager is going to walk into a school and start shooting, they would show up. I find it impossible to believe they wouldn't.
Now, hold on. what they're going to ask you, what do you mean? Does he have a gun? Did he leave home with a gun?
No, I'm saying even if you said no, he didn't do that, but he's been talking about it.
Okay, but
you don't think they'd even come
no,
out?
Of course they would. But they did come out. She even had her kid taken into custody for having this fit of rage. He was taken in custody. And they held him even on a mental health hold, but then they have to let him go because they say we find we find this or we don't find that, and the kid is threatening to kill people because they do. They might investigate it, but there's no way to stop them from doing it. That's the point. They won't. She wants him getting treatment. They say no, there is no treatment available. There's nothing to treat that person for. George, what were you going to say?
I mean, the truth is unfortunately, a lot of kids do this for attention. A lot of the kids that actually commit these crimes and actually go do it never say anything to anybody first.
Well, that's true, but they always have something weird about them that everyone talks about after the fact.
Weird, I know, but I mean, if we were to talk about something weird,
a lot of them don't say, "I'm going to go to school and shoot up people," but there are a lot of indicators on Facebook pages and things like that. Not everyone, the real dangerous ones, the most dangerous, say nothing about anything. I mean, okay. By the way, you say. You texted me that you're getting a lot of calls for these free second opinions from people that are told they need a furnace because their heat exchanger cracked. I need to tell people about heat exchangers because they aren't like eggs and just crack. A heat exchanger, to make a really simplified image, a heat exchanger, I want you to think of a big giant pipe that's make like an S, just one pipe in an S shape, okay? So if you blew into that pipe, it would go around some curves and come out the other end. That is, let's just say that's a heat exchanger, except there's a lot more curves in it. Let's just say that's a heat exchanger, okay? And what happens is the gases, the air, they heat up the air inside that S tube, and they do that with a flame, a gas flame. And when that air heats up, that makes that red hot, that heat exchanger. Now they have a blower that blows air over that heat exchanger into your ductwork, into your home, so you get warm air. The warm air gets warm by being blown over the heat exchanger. This is the most ultra simple explanation. These heat exchangers, if they crack, what would happen is the gases from the burners, the CO2, no wait, is it
carbon monoxide?
Carbon monoxide would get out into the home air that is being heated, and it could kill people. But it's way too exaggerated, right, as far as these things cracking.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately. So, we were talking about earlier, a lot of times people come from these inspections.
Right.
And
they have a heat,
one
they say they have
one
a
of the things that
cracked
we're
heat
saying
exchanger.
is they hope to find something wrong. Unfortunately, in our industry, there's a lot of people who will use scare tactics, and that's the first thing when they go do an inspection. They're hoping to find a cracked heat exchanger, and the fact is, less than 1%.
Less than 1%.
Less than 1% will actually be cracked.
You never actually replace them, though. You buy a new furnace.
Of course, it's not worth it.
It depends. I mean, we give the option. I think the option should always be given, and it depends on a number of factors.
Like the age of the furnace.
Yeah, and I would say that's true today. Because technology about 10, 12 years ago, you'll never see those things crack. So now I would say if you saw a cracked heat exchanger today, it's because your furnace is definitely 13 to
20, 30.
Would a CO2, a normal CO2 in your house, like a lot of people have installed, would that pick up on one?
It would. And if you have a good one, I mean, and I wouldn't just have one. If you have a couple,
you're talking about a normal CO2 detector.
Yeah, like mine are built into the actual fire alarm.
Every house should have them at this point.
Yes.
But if yours doesn't, you should have one. Yeah.
Now so anytime you get flue gases or exhaust fumes into your home, it's dangerous. It should not be allowed. And however, if they go to your register with one of these sniffers and it starts going,
you can make them do it. You can set a sensor to make them do it.
That's right.
And that's another scare tactic,
So how do you really know if you need a heat exchanger or not when you're told? That's what I want to know.
Hey, Tom, have you spoken to reform. I think my friend John Nicoletti. You know him?
CO2.
He is a guy who works with all sorts of
What's that?
CO2 is
forensic,
what plants
I know,
psychiatrists.
that's
He
the
works
kind
with
that I have in my
terrorist
house.
screen, the FBI. He's in Denver. He does
You do have
every
it.
I have
every
the
time there's a
CO2
cop shooting or a
And
terrorist
a helium
threat, they get
detector.
him
Want
involved.
to make sure no one's
You
talking
want me to
funny?
call him and see if he gives some information on what you can do
Thomas.
about kids making threats?
If he knows anything.
Oh, he
yeah,
knows.
I'd love to.
He knows every. Let me
He's surrendering. He's waving the white flag.
He's like the local expert on this stuff.
DenverTrialLawyers.com. Go to that website. You'll learn about aggressive trial attorneys that get multi-million-dollar settlements or judgments or whatever they need to do to make it right for you. Now remember, they only get paid if you get paid. They will only take cases they think they have a really good likelihood of winning or settling. It's for those weird injuries, a product exploded, a doctor mistreated you, sexual misconduct by someone, a hospital therapist, assisted living facilities. Could be a whole host of things. DenverTrialLawyers.com.
You want some coffee, bro?
I got it, man. Thanks.
One of my favorite places in the world to go is Alaska. It is such an amazing.
No, that's a hell of a guarantee.
What's that?
There. His guarantee. I questioned on the guarantee. I didn't realize it was how they meant it. It is.
What guarantee?
There'll be any apple-to-apple install
Oh.
Fix It 24, even after it's installed and they get a.
Yeah, he has somebody call in. So when we sell a system, one of our guarantees is if you find the exact same system,
Oh, I did not.
exact same system for less, we'll match it and beat it by $250.
$250. And I would have thought it was the bid,
But
not after they put it.
yeah,
So
no, but everything's got to be the
I'm
same.
impressed.
You're going to Alaska. You really want to go this year, and you definitely want to go with the Alaska experts, Holland America Line or Princess Cruises. Explore more at goalaskanow.com.
Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans. Talk about how you can help home buyers.
Our Ideal Home Purchase Plan that is an all-encompassing roadmap to buying your next home. Our 3-week closing guarantee where we underwrite and approve your loan up front. Our home buyer scouting report where you search for your next home so that when we find the house that works for you, you can close and close quickly without overpaying.
IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
And we do this special if we go back and forth and talk about kind of just how it prevents repairs and from happening. We get a lot of calls every time we do that.
By Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine. Hi,
Wait,
I'm
hold on.
magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen. And if you're over
Tom?
65 with an IRA,
He's free now for 10 minutes. And he is the local expert on this.
Because according to Time Magazine,
Um,
Wall Street's 401k
Okay, tell Suzanne and get his number. Yes.
I was losing 35% in my IRA and the crash years ago. I said enough. And since then, I discovered a way to grow money potential double digits, reduce taxes dramatically, and also have my money protected when the next stock market crash hits. When the next market crash hits, you lose nothing. Call Wealth Beyond Wall Street now to get your free book and talk to a specialist to discover this little-known strategy to get potential double-digit growth during good years and never lose in the market crashes. Call 800-493-1717 to discover this asset that people like Walt Disney and JCPenney use to grow wealthy. Plus, when you call right now, you get free shipping and handling, no credit card required. And I'll send you a free copy of the audiobook so you can listen in your car. Call 800-493-1717. 800-493-1717. That's 1-800-493-1717.
Attention, if you're in debt to the IRS and frustrated with your options, for a limited time you can call and quickly check your eligibility for the Fresh Start programs offered by the IRS to reduce or even eliminate your tax problem. Through this special toll-free hotline number, you can find out in minutes if you qualify for these powerful new debt reduction programs green-lighted by the IRS for 2019. If you have unfiled tax returns under audit, have a wage or bank levy, or just want to know your options, business or personal, Republic Tax Management Plus-rated tax.
I think we're going to build all the commercials into that Festive Weekend show. I'm going to do the first one, then we'll sit down and see if you like how I put it together.
Hey, Tom, this guy's one of the country's experts on this stuff.
What's his name?
John Nicoletti. I'm
Once
sure
you get the idea
he's
of
on
what I
TV
want, I'm
all
going
the
to start
time.
teaching you.
John what?
Nicoletti.
Nicoletti?
Yeah.
What was I going to ask you?
I'm sure you spoke
Do you
to
know
him
that
before.
one you sent
I don't
me
know.
as far
Nicoletti.
as thing I did want before I called him?
How do you spell it?
Niccioletti.
come and buy it here and stuff, do you still want?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So you want to put a house on the market and stuff, they're the ones that buy it.
Oh, buy ugly houses or whatever?
Yes.
No, I had no idea. I just sent it to you as an outbound?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't read it then.
So you don't want that?
I don't care if they want to come on.
Yeah.
I don't give. Is there any
He gets
story
into
to it, or
who's
they're
involved
just
with
they
No, that's what they
Columbine.
do.
Oh, I don't care. Yeah, if people want a quick offer. No, I got no problem
He's a
with
terrific
that.
asset to have in Denver.
This much?
Exogen temporal scanner
Yeah.
thermometer.
Some people want, if they want a quick offer, I got no problem
I
with
just
that.
didn't think you'd want to do it just because of Frank and everything.
No, not at all.
Okay.
That's a whole different market, man. That's people that need cash real fast.
30 million people come down with the flu every year. It could be you or your family. The best way to tell if it's a
40,000
is by taking your
cases,
and no one does that.
including 910 deaths.
I wish
China's a lying little bastard.
I wish I would have shorted the cruise ship. This is going to affect cruise ships for a year.
Dude, can you imagine being stuck
I can't.
in a shitty
I
cabin
can't.
where you
Dude.
don't even have sunlight?
And they're in the
I've been
town.
on a cruise once where I got the flu, and they quarantined my ass. They kept checking and made me
Troubleshooter
stay in my room.
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, so we were talking about not being able to call anyone. Suzanne sent me something about Homeland Security. If you see something, say something. I think they're talking more about terrorism there, Suzanne.
What about the link below for Colorado, Tom?
Okay, I don't see it, but I will look at that later. There's a National Awareness Day, September 25th, and it says if you see something, say something. We're not trying to promote that day, but what we're saying is there is a year-round campaign called if you see something, say something, but that's even registered trademark there.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
The other one is the number 2. It's safetotell.org, and that is a Colorado program to submit anonymous reports.
About terrorism or about what?
I think this one's more for kids and bullying and parents having issues. I think.
Okay. We've gotten a number of calls. I'll bring up John Nicoletti, a police psychologist, and he's quite well known for forensic psychology. And would it be accurate to say you also know how to profile or not, John?
Well, yeah, but I mean, in the world of threat assessment, it's more of a behavioral assessment rather than a profiling. Profiling is more used for when you got a serial killer or a serial rapist, those type of things.
I've heard, John, from a few parents over the years and recently about they have a child they feel is prone to violence and they're afraid. And they've heard things like them say, they want to kill people, that no one will see me until I kill people, or I want to kill myself. I'm going to kill my sisters and brothers. I'm going to kill. Just kill. And they talk violence, and they're very moody and broody, and they don't know what to do about it. And they call officials, they call police, and they say, police don't do anything. They don't. They say, because no crime's been committed. And I always hear after a shooting, why didn't anyone do anything? He was showing signs. Okay. What do? There's no one to call. You can't call someone right now and they're going to do, okay, bring your kid in and we're going to figure it out.
Okay. Yes and no. Suzanne was correct. Safe to Tell is not for terrorists. It's something we developed as a result of the Columbine shootings and the Columbine Commission. So it's really a great opportunity for parents to call if their kids are making threats, if their kids are suicidal.
Okay.
Somebody that's suicidal. So they get right on it. So it's probably one of the best things.
What would they do? That's good to know. Safe to Tell. What is the phone number, by the way?
I don't have it with me.
I'll find it
in my vehicle, but yeah.
I'll find it. Thank you. Now, what actually is done? This woman is frustrated. Her son has literally said, "I'm going to shoot and kill people and kill myself." So what happens if she calls and tells them that? This kid's been taken before and put on a Baker hold or a mental health hold and let out in 3 days. The psychiatrist says, well, we can't hold him.
And you bring up an excellent point. It's really a kind of a group project. So one of the things, the school systems get involved. That's another option. If the child is making suicidal or homicidal statements, call the school districts because they have what are called threat assessment teams, and they pull together experts to kind of look at that and also to help the kid. What you don't want to do as a parent is ignore it, because then, almost 90% of all kids that attack before they attack made a threat.
Oh,
so we have to take through.
Really? So the vast majority of them do make threats?
Oh, yeah. Now, that being said, it's like a Venn diagram. Not all kids who make threats will become attackers, but a high percentage of attackers do make threats. So
I get it. I get it.
We got to be serious about it.
So what if this person, I found the Safe to Tell phone number, and I'm going to give that out in a minute or so if people want to get ready to copy that down, or they can just Google Safe to Tell. It's safe and the number 2 tell.org in Colorado here. And if a mom called and said, my son is talking violence, do you know what the steps are or what they do?
Well, they get information in terms of where the mom lives, where the kids live, what school district, and then they get, the stakeholders involved to kind of help. So there's a lot of, that way the parent doesn't have to worry alone.
Is there a similar program in other states we broadcast to?
Yeah, they're not as advanced as Colorado because, we had Columbine, but other states are starting to they have Safe to Text and different things like that.
Or Safe to Tell Colorado should be expanded. I mean, if they have it down, there should be, because that question, where do I call? Well, this is an answer. I mean, start here. We're going to let that parent know. Safe to Tell. What are some of the things you do as a forensic psychiatrist or psychologist?
Well, what we do is we look at kind of the behavior. You look at, what's the kid been saying? What are they doing? Are they, again, a high percentage of kids will broadcast on the social media. So we take a look at what their social media is, what sites they're visiting. And then, it's called threat assessment, but then the other part is threat management. What do we do to put things in place to keep everybody safe, including the kid?
Can a parent have a child against his will involuntarily institutionalized for examination?
Yeah, I mean, again, that's what you talked about. You called it the Baker Act, but it's like hold a treat and stuff.
How do you do that if a parent has serious concerns? Because she said she couldn't get them to hold this child after that.
No, they held him for 3 days, I thought you said.
No, I know. But as far as getting treatment, I was always told you could be admitted against your will. And again, this could be an urban legend. If you had a family member, 2 family members and a doctor.
Yeah, it's not quite like what it sounds like. It's a little tougher.
Okay, so you can't just get someone committed.
No, you can't. Like if you're mad at somebody, you can't.
Well, yeah, of course. But do authorities take parents seriously when they call about their children?
Oh yeah, at least here in Colorado, because we've had so many concerning school shootings and stuff like that.
What happens if there's no money? So who ends up paying for the therapy? I mean, does that come into consideration or not?
Yeah, I mean, and, obviously if kids are in school, the school's providing it, and then if they get under special ed, that there's funds available for that. And then, nobody's really going to be turned away because of lack of funds if the child is concerned.
That's kind of what it seemed like in that woman's case, because they didn't have any money to get him locked up.
It seemed like she didn't know what to do. It's just But John, what are some of the dangers? What usually shows up first with troubled kids? I mean, let's say we have our sons and daughters, then all of a sudden something changes. What would that something be first usually?
Okay. First of all, you're right on with it's what's called deviation from baseline. What were they like? What are they like now? So if you're starting to see that deviation, something's up. And so kids who become, involved in this start having what we call a perceived injustice. And sometimes injustice is real. They're feeling they're being bullied, or things like that. And then they move into feeling victimized because of that.
Okay.
Then they start externalizing, they're doing this to me. Then they become obsessed with doing something to get even. Okay.
So perceived injustice, victimized, and then revenge?
Externalization of responsibility. They're doing this to me. Then they develop a grudge, and then they kind of become obsessed with it. That's why you see a lot of these kids posting and doing manifestos because they can't let it go. Then the avenging comes.
Okay. All right. That's really good. I mean, I think a lot of parents are keen enough to know when their kids start feeling overly concerned or sensitive about injustice and all of that. And we're not talking about political stuff usually, right, John? Is it more of a personal thing? Because technically, perceived injustice, victimized, grudge, and avenging could explain Bernie Sanders. And I don't think we're not talking about political or ideological things. Really, seriously, on a serious note, though, when you talk about that perceived injustice, if your kid starts getting politically active, should we be concerned?
Well, yeah, there's another whole area called radicalization of kids.
Okay.
And they can radicalize to ISIS or they can radicalize to white supremacists on the right. It's the same kind of thing you'll start to see.
But that goes far beyond just ideology. We're talking about perceived injustice, victimization, and then the external grudge would be more of an illogical thing, like all blacks are doing this, or stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's not a political leaning. Okay,
never seems to be females either, does it? Or very few.
Is that true? I mean, well, it is true in the news, but John, I mean, what's the percentage of girls to boys reacting like this?
Well, pretty much the way it works is violence is a guy thing. If you look at all categories from school shooters to domestic to terrorism, and the majority of perpetrators will be guys because it's a guy thing.
Why?
I don't know. I guess it's a male thing, in terms of that. But I mean, we're starting to see more girls becoming violent or attempting to become violent.
Well, I mean, wow, that is weird. It's a guy thing, as you put it. 303-713-TALK. John, thank you very much for just a quick rundown on this. And I want to urge people, I'm going to give that number out now, Safe to Tell. Now, you can Google it, Safe to Tell Colorado, and it's 877-542-7233. 877-542-7233.
That was good. Thank you.
He's a good person to have on your.
How do you know him? Do you play cards with him?
I've known him for years.
The bad thing about the Safe to Tell, is he a psychiatrist?
He's a psychologist.
They call anybody. They call on
like he's been involved with terror threats, Columbine, all this stuff. He, anytime there's a shooting, they call him to talk to the cops. So he's very well.
Cops came to the door.
And he's always on TV anytime there's some kind of.
See, but they already did this to this kid. They showed up, they locked him up for 3 days.
Talk to you about it.
And then they didn't find the assessment there, so they turned him back.
Well, or they didn't want to. And what they said
What do you mean they didn't want to?
It's too involved. They would have to, there's something here, but then that municipality, that entity picks up the cost. So they wasted those cops' time. Oh, he created that Safe to Tell. Did you know that?
Oh, John did?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
But it's anonymous.
Yeah.
If you want it to be, it doesn't have to be, right? Well, it doesn't have to be. I was just telling Mark, they called on my son. My son was in college, working down in Louisiana on a what do you call
the Exogen Dental Scanner, backed by more than
Right.
50 clinical studies. Visit
project.com. Quartz is all the rage with countertops. Quartz, and then of course granite's still very popular. Whatever the counter you choose, you'll want theartofgranite.com. Mitch Floria has a very simple way of doing business at theartofgranite.com. That's why you can get prices on the phone, because he doesn't charge above wholesale for any materials. All wholesale. And then he tears out and hauls away all free and does the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. So basically, you can call for fabrication and installation costs. That's what you charge for. And the wholesale prices of your material, 303-386-5919.
With rates dropping,
I don't know how you
thousands in interest.
deal
Want to
with
know how
some
to
of that
save even
shit.
more? Do a simple interest loan. Take AIM. We're sponsoring an event at the March Week Center to demonstrate how to save thousands more with a simple
And he'd been
interest
down there for
loan.
like a week and a half.
50s and 60s. Classic
It is
call.
safe to say, though, if your kid does something, you're pretty much responsible for it.
Internship, that's what I'm saying.
Or go to aimortgage.net.
What do you mean they call them? What is that?
Someone reported him. The kid I served for him that fucked him over on the car deal.
We think, anyway. They said it was not. 2 cops came in the door about 8, 9 o'clock at night. He was in college, full-time in college. Was in a summer internship down in Louisiana. Was down there about 10 days. And so, like I say, that's the bad thing about those things. You know,
people can use them against you.
People can use them just to harass people.
Check your son out.
No, they came to my door and I said, "What do you mean? Talk about it. He's on an internship. He's down in Louisiana."
But that's who came here, girl? Police.
Police, 2 of them.
Well, that's good to know, though.
It's good to know, but I'm saying is
until someone goes on there and fills your kids out and the cops come knocking just because they're pissed at you.
What I mean is, if it doesn't amount to anything.
Right. They like say,
knock at the door.
It's for like they talked to me about like 5 minutes.
You know, it's like I've been pulled over coming back from Central City, and as soon as the cop says, "Can I see your driver's?" You hand him your driver's license. He sees that you're not drinking and says, "Okay, on your way."
Yeah.
Well, I'm fine.
How does he see you not drinking?
Well, because there's no alcohol in your breath.
Yeah,
but why did it stop you? Is what I'm asking.
It doesn't matter. I'm happy to do that because they're stopping.
No, I know.
They're stopping people. That's a terrible road.
It is a terrible road.
That canyon road.
It is a terrible road.
So they're stopping people.
Fuck, there's been buses that have flown down in there.
The only people who care about being stopped.
Yeah.
I usually go up the other way.
Right.
This shit about, well, I don't want to be stopped. There's
well, because
I
usually go to Central City, not Blackhawk.
But
and then most of the time I bring in the bus.
They can always. They can't see at night, but they say they drive.
And the last time I went to go that way because I wanted to take that drive, the whole fucking road.
Or in California, it's DWO, driving while oriented.
So you can go.
Or Asian.
If you find out it's closed, you can go to the next canyon.
Yeah, but they can't see as well. Isn't that the whole deal? Isn't that why they say that?
Who can't see as well?
I don't know. Isn't that where it comes from, though?
What?
It's not like driving while being black. That's simply because of the color of their eyes or their skin. Well, it's got to be either a real thing or not. I mean,
well, it's not a real thing. None of that's real.
Okay, that was my question.
I imagine, I don't know, somehow.
What side of the road do they drive on over there in Asia?
Depends on the country.
No.
Somehow.
Is it right side?
Yeah, it's the only left one.
Somehow, though, that stereotype Asians get bad drivers. Why is that? I don't even know where that started.
The Asians are bad drivers.
Maybe smaller cars over there. I mean, there's got to be something to it. It's not because they're Asian.
I mean, it is in the stereotype, but I don't know why. I mean, or like, there's a lot of different stereotypes. They always have, I don't know, a reason for starting. If you look and you research them.
Like where it came from.
People are just over crazy. I don't even like Italians being gangsters. I don't give a fuck.
That's kind of old, though. I never really heard that until you. I mean, I realized these mafia movies and shit. But I never thought, like, my Uncle Mario was a fucking gangster.
But Godfather got that. I mean, holy cow. Godfather 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but it's not all Italians. I mean, that's kind of...
I know, but that's where it came from.
No, but growing up in New York City, it was sort of part of the urban legend.
To be honest, when I think of gangsters, I think of fucking Scarface. And he wasn't Italian. He was Colombian.
But that wasn't until the 80s, and that wasn't... But that's the cartel, same kind of thing.
That was a great movie, though.
It was.
I think it's better than The Godfather.
What do you say? Meet my little... What do you say when you have the
my little friend. I like that chainsaw scene, boy. I'd give up the ghost, man.
Did you,
Yeah, they put the guy in the bathtub up like this, and they start that chainsaw, and he got real lucky to get out of that deal.
Did you watch any of the Oscars last night?
No, I can't.
I just heard with the, I'm not surprised about Joaquin Phoenix, though. That was a great performance.
It's stupid, a cow thing.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Genesis Total Exteriors. They do roofing, siding, windows. They do gutters and painting and decks and even fencing. And then inside, in this cold weather, they like to concentrate on the inside. They do baths, kitchens, and basements. Genesis, a company you can trust, 303-679-8509. When it comes to home contracting, be very fussy. So Viola has an update. Now, what was this original problem, Suzanne? Viola, help me out here. What was the Dan?
Yeah, I got it.
What was that?
So she got a furnace put in a year ago.
Yes.
About a year ago. There, it was oversized for her house, so it wasn't working correctly. And
what will happen, George, with an oversized furnace?
An oversized furnace it'll
cycle
short
too
cycle.
much?
Yeah, it'll on and off, on and off, on and off.
Okay.
And it'll burn up too. It'll burn up. I mean, it'll heat too hot and burn up components.
So Viola, what happened after we investigated
And this is the one that I think the company was in Colorado Springs.
you
They
guys called me on
expanded down here.
We called you on this one, right?
Yeah.
Did you check it out?
No, I told you. I gave you the
guy's
all
name.
the info.
Yeah.
So anyway,
he's in
what
Colorado
happened?
Springs.
What happened, Viola? He was in Denver for a while, then went back to the Springs.
He went
What
out
happened?
of business he went out of business. He's always been in the Springs.
Okay.
Expanded to Denver. Didn't go well. Sold the customer list in Denver, and he's still in Colorado Springs. But he's still supposed to be under that agreement. Still supposed to be handling the warranty stuff in Denver.
So what happened, Viola?
After a couple weeks, last Thursday, the couple gentlemen from Colorado Springs, One Source, came and took a look, and I told them that I either wanted my money back or a new furnace, and within, I would say, 3 hours, I had a new furnace.
Good stuff.
Excellent.
And it was the right one, right? The right size now?
Yes, it is working perfectly.
I'm so happy, Viola. That's great. You know what this calls for, Mark? You want to say it or what?
Your dinger.
Yep. Yes.
So I talked to the owner, Jason Bidwell, and I just told him because when you talk to their consumer people, they said, no, we're not handling that anymore. But I got a hold of Jason directly. He says, of course we'll take care of it.
You talked right on my dinger.
I hate talking on you.
No, you did. You overshadowed it. But okay, but it's good. This is great news.
It's easy to overshadow.
He was totally upfront. Said, "Yep, we'll take care of it. We got great reviews." They had a hard time coming up here. They probably never should have got it. They didn't have the right people.
George, why would anybody in their right mind put a bigger one in unless they just happen to have one sitting? Don't they cost more? The bigger, the more.
Yeah, you would think they'd want to do it just the opposite.
Yeah, you know, and this happens when you try to expand outside your territory too. You get people who don't. It's about what the person who sold it knows. So the person who sold it. You know, I mean, I would hope that they weren't just trying to oversell it to sell, you know, to get more money. But usually it's not that. I mean, that does happen. But
it's not that much more money, is it, for a bigger unit?
No, not that much.
Yeah.
And you're only going to have problems later anyway. Usually it's just knowledge of the person. It's understanding how to size it properly. And sometimes, or a lot of times actually, you can undersize it or oversize it just a little bit, and you as a homeowner would actually never know. But at the end of the day, that furnace is now going to go out way sooner than it would otherwise, and you're going to have more repairs in it earlier than you would otherwise.
So, Viola, see, now you can call Fix or go to fixmyhome.com for maintenance on this. What kind did you get, Viola?
A Carrier.
Good. Excellent stuff. She got a Carrier. She got the right one, and they did a new one. So...
And I didn't have to beg him or anything. He says, no, we'll step up. He
That's
says,
good.
We'll go do it.
Good job, Dano.
That's good. Thank you, man. Thank you. 303-713-TALK. Do you see how it works? That's what we do on the Troubleshooter Show. That's why we're offering free second opinions in this cold weather right now, fixmyhome.com, because I'm telling you, 90% of the time they're lying to you when they tell you you got a bad heat exchanger probably, because you don't usually need a heat, usually heat exchangers don't crack. Now, if you have old furnaces, I believe if you have a furnace over 20 years old, you should never service it. That's what I believe. That's my personal opinion.
True.
I think you should replace it. With the efficiencies today, 20 years is unacceptable. Just unacceptable. My own opinion. I'm not telling you it's a must. Lisa, what's happening?
I had some landscaping done last June, and long story short, the drainage was changed, and now, then after the big storm in June, it drained into my neighbor's basement.
Uh-oh. Did they come after you for it?
They didn't, because my landscaper had insurance, and the insurance fixed the $65,000 worth of damage.
Oh, my God. Let me just tell you something. That is highly unusual that your neighbor had such a good success story with the insurance company from the landscaper you hired. I mean, no, that is an amazing. So the landscaper had adequate insurance.
He did, but I was worried because he was supposed to come back and fix the drainage in my yard and put in a French drain.
You mean so it doesn't happen? So it doesn't happen again.
Doesn't happen again, right?
Well,
and I've,
it would be foolish if they spent that much money and did not demand him to fix it.
Well, don't you think? But I have a question, because he's been ghosting me since the last time we talked, which is in August, and I'm wondering, because if I have to pay $6,000 to fix his mistake, can I charge his insurance?
That's not an insurable event.
Okay.
That's a warranty issue. It's not an insurable event. If they did damage to you, that damage would be covered.
Right, and I was thinking I had some roofing things, and when that happened, they said we don't cover the cause of the damage, just the damage.
Right. That's right. They don't fix it unless the cause was caused by something that failed that item, like hailstorm ruins the roof. They do replace the roof and fix the damage. They do both.
But if he was negligent, don't you think?
Yep, I do. I mean, but here's what I find odd. You would think the landscaper would want to correct it. What's the name of the landscaping company?
Oh, crap. I can't remember.
You don't even remember the name? How much did you spend with them?
$3,000.
Oh, it wasn't a lot. Man, did they lose on this deal. What did did anyone tell you why exactly it happened? They just changed the drainage. It was that easy. That simple.
Right. In the original landscaping of my yard, I had 3 large bushes in this particular spot, and I hired him initially to pull the bushes out. And when I saw how much space was there after these large bushes were gone,
landscaping is dangerous. Landscaping is dangerous.
Put in a raised garden, and he noticed and mentioned himself that he would make sure, because there was such an incline that the water wouldn't drain into my.
Do us a favor. Get us the name of the landscaper, for goodness sakes.
Hey, you know the guy with the truck from Stevenson where it had the bad wiring?
Yes.
He stopped by. We're going to have Bryant from Lakewood Auto Electric up and him back up, man. Apparently, Brian said it is a rat's nest.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Really? So there could be some damage to that truck.
I got to figure out. I thought he tried to install something on his own. I wonder.
He did, Mark. He did.
So maybe that's why there's a problem.
No. Here's what it is. He started to install this StartX. It would not operate. He took it out.
And then the truck stopped working.
But the rat's nest was not caused by him, because to put those auto starts on, it doesn't require a lot of connection.
I'm just wondering if that's what they're going to say, but we're going to have Brian.
No, they are. They're going to definitely say him screwing with it, but that still did not excuse the hack job of removing the other thing. That's a hack job, Mark.
Apparently it's really bad. We'll see what Brian's got.
Hopefully Brian will find out what that thing is that they took out, too. Because it's got a part number.
Dan, he said he gave you the part number.
Yeah, I got the part number. I looked it up. I couldn't find it.
Couldn't find it? Really?
But he said it's got even a scan symbol. So Brian should be able to find out. What do they make heat exchangers out of, George?
Will they make them out of?
Yeah. Are they copper? Are they steel?
Stainless, right?
Now they are.
So now they never go bad?
Hardly ever.
I don't know of one in the technology in the last, I'd say, 12 years. So, and the average life of a furnace is actually 12 years. The average life.
You're kidding.
They can last 20 plus years. But if a lot of them are installed incorrectly.
Real quick here. So, Mark, you've been dealing with Get Found Fast, basically, and we used them for us at Referralist.com. They've given us some solid suggestions. You know what I like about them? They don't blow a lot of smoke and lie to you about
our
what
traffic is up. That's what I like.
Yeah, and they really do good stuff for our members, too. And if you are looking for search engine optimization or a better visibility on the web, please don't get sucked in by all of these gimmickers. Go check them out for a free consultation, a free analysis. GetFoundFast.com.
I like people. It's why I got
So is a copper heat exchanger too expensive?
What do you mean too expensive?
Well, it's got a higher thermal conductivity.
Yeah,
so, you know,
I would say you're probably right.
Yeah,
It's
it's mostly the way they're built, though. So the way they're built now, the way the tubes are built, they don't crack.
Mine's plutonium.
Yeah, but you got the best.
Well, now we know what causes
Wait, Daphne is here.
his problem
Why's
is that
Daphne
radiation
here?
to the brain.
She's got a shitload to do. I meant
Okay,
platinum.
never mind. I texted you, Daphne. I didn't know you were here.
He was bitching about you. Did you hear him?
Platinum's a
No,
great
I
heat
wanted to
conductor.
bring up I had some food in the refrigerator. It's gonna go bad if I don't eat it.
He was talking about when you return the cream.
How long does it?
You said the name of the owner was Jason Bidwell? Isn't
Which
it
one?
Scott?
Jason Bidwell.
Scott. I thought Scott Bidwell was the owner.
Yeah, I'll follow up
That's
on
why
the landscaper,
it's
Tom.
kind of questionable.
When we get the
But
name,
like I
I'll
say,
give him a call.
he took
If there's a
seriously.
sense
I'm
in the
sure.
landscaper.
They get a call from you guys. I would too.
Everybody isn't like that. So the wire nut dudes bought it. You talked to him when you were down in Florida, you know, because that's when I was talking with him.
Is it even worth the database though?
I don't know.
No, well,
but
for what he bought it for and what he's trying to now, he bought it and decided, oh, I want to sell it. So I talked to him. I'm like,
what kind of info do you think he had? Do you think
really.
he had everything they purchased? I mean, do you think he really tracked the data good at least?
It wasn't up here very
Where
long.
they live, what they bought, what they need, how much they spent, first name, last name, blah blah. I mean, did he have the whole bit?
Hey, the Colorado
yes.
Trust Company got
That
the
could
sign
be
or not?
It could be, but
Actually,
what's worth
and he was
more
gonna
than
call back
anything is
when they put the sign up, or if
so
it
what I was
wasn't
looking
done
at, and I did a
for
little
2
study
weeks, he was gonna
just to
call
look
me
into
back.
it, is how many calls are
So
actually
that,
coming off the
I
phone
got
numbers
that
they have,
covered.
and then out of their list, because they have members, how many could we call? And I told the guy, I'll call and schedule them for you. I just want to prove to myself that I can call and schedule calls.
Okay.
So we couldn't.
Call us when it gets done. Or call us
Most,
in 2 weeks
well,
if it doesn't get
a
done.
lot of the people we were getting a hold of hated them.
They're already pissed off.
Hated them.
Oh, so in other words, they might not even been current members.
Well, there's two ways to sell a membership. So the most common way a lot of people sell it is they sell you a new furnace, new system, and you get it with it, or it's a repair and the discount, you get this discount, and that's really what you're buying. You don't even really understand that you're a member. So a lot of those people don't even know that they're members.
I got you.
So for ours, it's monthly. Well, we try to make them monthly. So you know what you're getting, and the money you're paying towards it actually goes into what we call a bubble bank. So when you do need a major replacement furnace, air conditioner, water heater, you get it all back. So you get all the services, all the tune-ups, so you get all the benefits, but eventually you'll get your money back, and that's how we have it built. And we do that strategically because, again, what do we really want? The client. We want the client, right?
Hey George, what does it furnace go for? What's the range of the cost for
Back
furnace?
in the day, and I mean
From
way
fully
back,
installed?
we'd sell these booklets.
Yeah, from what to
For
what?
like
Just a
99
furnace?
bucks,
Yeah,
and they'd
just
have
curious.
like, you know,
3
6
to
free oil changes.
7, depending on it could be that.
But those
it's a
type
big
of
range
so
because it
3 to
depends
7.
size and
You would
efficiency.
have some
would
people
think,
that
though,
bought
you
them,
could go
and
up
they
to
would
12.
never have any
Just for a furnace
intention
only?
of ever doing anything but the oil
Not,
change.
I mean,
Thank you.
Guys
Thank
like
you. That's good.
I mean, some people do, yes,
do my
but
own changes.
They go from
12
8 to
Yeah, but
12.
for 15
Really?
bucks you wouldn't, would you?
Yeah.
I put
Yeah,
in for
that
that
long, yeah.
well,
Yeah. You know
and
where
the
I get
highest
all
competitor
stuff
here
now?
for
Walmart.
Goodman builder
They
grade
don't try to
equipment
fucking
too,
sell
with a
you
1-year
shit.
warranty.
Maybe an air
It's
filter.
terrible.
And then if they do, the damn air filter's only 12 bucks.
But like I said, I think.
You got to
Wait,
drop it off. Though,
Did
'cause
you
Walmart
say he
wants you to
stopped
shop.
by Lakewood? Are we getting him up
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
I told Daff get them both up at the same time.
Hey Mark, did you go to the dealer with that 83-year-old guy?
No, he was going to come down Friday, but we had the snowstorm, so
Right.
he canceled. And then we talked to him today. He's going to go back in, I believe, and return the
Call.
the
I
anodes.
told him to just call.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna go by himself?
He's going to call him up and just return all the mop and glow shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
but no one's going down with him.
I was
No,
out.
he
I
can
was
just call in.
Friday. I was out helping old people shovel their driveways. While Tom was making fun of me, I was helping older people.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. We told Sean, man, this gets really weird. Sean tried to install an electrical start, an auto start on his brand new truck, 2020.
And then after that, his truck wouldn't start. He takes it to the dealer, and they said, we removed a security system. And it was on the floor, and it had a whole bunch of wires that were just cut. He was very concerned that they may have harmed his electrical system. I said, you have to show something. You can't just suspect something. But, Sean, I have a couple questions from your original problem. From your original problem, did they called and said, didn't they ask you if you installed that security system to begin with? Didn't they? Weren't they even that confused, or was this another dealer that asked that?
It was Stevenson, and they asked me directly, did I try to install a security system or
and you,
a remote start?
Oh, okay. And you said yes or no?
I told Brian, I said, I won't lie to you. Yes, I tried to do a StartX plug-and-play remote start system.
But that's no excuse for the hack job they did. They then went ahead and removed something from your car. What the hell did they remove? Does Bryant at Lakewood Auto Electric know?
His attempt to identify the item, number one, he was baffled by the wiring, the way it was done. Number two, he said he does remove similar items out of vehicles quite a few times in a week, but this one he said was not a security system. He said it appeared to him that it is a disabling device that typically would be installed by a finance company in case you don't make your payments.
Why would they put that on a brand new truck?
Well, that was a question, that neither one of us could, answer, of course.
Did he say, do we have Bryant around? Is he on? Bryant Grassi, is he around?
Mark is talking to him right now.
Okay, Mark, I need to know if it did any damage to the truck because we need to fight to get this guy whole. Hold on, Sean, all right? Just hold on. Mark's talking to the Lakewood Auto Electrics. We have George with us, the owner of Fix It 24/7. Just remember fixmyhome.com. It's really easy to remember. Great URL. Great web address, I meant, fixmyhome.com. Hey, we talked about 20-year-old furnaces. I said you should get them replaced no matter what. My opinion, okay? That doesn't necessarily go for boilers. Boilers can last longer. But on a 20-year-old furnace or older, what percentage do you think in Denver still have those? 20 years or older. You think the majority or minority?
It's minority for sure, but there's a number of them out there.
Okay. And so somebody took issue with it and said,
it's costing them more to keep that thing than buying a new one anyway.
I think so. I mean,
for sure it is.
I mean, really, if you think about it, 20-year-old technology or older is costing them a lot of money.
For sure.
Right off the bat, they could save 10 to 20% for sure, right?
For sure.
For sure. And even better sometimes. All right. Mark's on the phone with Lakewood Auto Electrics. We're finding out what Stevenson did to this truck and more on the Troubleshooter Network. Stick around. I'm Tom Martino. MyOhioStatePlanning.com. You will love this attorney.
Hey, George, looking at your guarantee, you should probably date that apples-to-apples guarantee, shouldn't you?
You should clarify it, right? Did you say that?
Or should date it. No, it's clear. It's clear. I mean,
What do you mean date it?
Say within a year or something.
We do.
Oh,
it is, isn't it?
No.
Yeah.
Not your apples-to-apples guarantee. Or you do have, if your system fails within the first 2 years, on the Fix It 24/7 yet, but the apples-to-apples guarantee, there's no.
It's supposed to be 12 months.
Doesn't say.
Obviously, because prices change and.
I totally
right?
agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's all I'm saying is just to make sure everything is. Because this guy threw it up, and let me tell you, I said yes before, and that's what I told him originally. I said I cannot believe that they would do it after completion, and so I'm glad you clarified that. But there's nothing in there that says a date.
This is Denver's talk station with Tom Martino.
All that we ask is comparing the competitive bids apples to apples.
Hey Mark, what's up? Okay, good. What can I do for you?
ABC News.
Oh, great.
In Arkansas.
Yeah, I will.
Otherwise, I think
I'll
it's
do
pretty
that when I
clear,
talk
it's
to
pretty
him.
darn clear
I was
that
going to
he
do
got
that. I totally forgot yesterday.
guaranteed that the-
It's down to the wire in New Hampshire ahead of tomorrow's primary. ABC's Aaron Petersky is in Manchester.
Snowman in front.
It was a day.
Yeah, we just want everything to be the same, you know.
I will.
I would just do that.
You know, just
No,
and we don't run into that much anyway. So.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And
Well, this
okay,
guy,
great. We'll see you at 3.
I can't believe Online went out there and did a.
Who?
Online went out there. So he had two people, right? He had this cheap guy with a name Online go
The
out
number
there.
of U.S. service
But
members
afterwards,
diagnosed with
I
traumatic
can't
brain
believe
injuries
Online would waste their time and go out and
running
do
in
a
airstrikes at U.S. bases in Iraq.
cost for a furnace. He
Now
wasn't having
more
zero
than 100.
problems with
The
it.
attacks were in retaliation
But
for
they
the
actually
US
sent a guy
drone
out there
that
to
killed Iran's top general.
give him a
This
bid.
is ABC News.
I thought
Hours
that was
after
very
the
strange.
Oscars, the #1 trending entertainment
Knowing
story
that that's what the guy was
may
doing?
not be what you think.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know that.
Yeah, usually they don't.
Right.
Usually they.
You know, they say free, second guarantee. And the guy said, Brian did a great job, took pictures, said this is what you get. So, anyway, I just thought that was a little, I thought was a little strange for a company that size to do that. It makes no sense. You're not getting anything.
That won Best Picture. ABC's Jason Nathanson. Nevada is the latest state to do away with the
That was very well.
And actually, that sometimes is the other problem with it too, is they go out and just freaking give a bullshit price because they know what they're doing.
I don't like it for that.
Then that happens too. Actually.
See, and that's where I would say afterwards why you got it, because you're right. Guy could say, hey, I'll give it to him. So how do you prove it? What do you say? Okay, we'll rip this out and you put it in? Can someone else buy American Standard?
Let me tell you a great story about jobs. What's the most important hire so many businesses
I mean,
have to make?
Are you the only one who can tell?
No. No, there's lots of dealers.
So that's what I'm saying.
They get it. They can't. They because if they're not a normal dealer, they would pay more than I pay.
Oh, okay.
So as a business, it would cost them even more as the cost. So it'd be stupid for them to do that.
No, it's a good guarantee.
But if it was like something stupid, then I would do that and say, okay, we'll let them do it. We'll take it out. But I've never done that. I've never gotten into that situation to that level, to that extent.
Exactly.
And I've offered that guarantee in every company I've been a part of for.
That's the only thing, like you said.
15 years.
Right.
Never had an issue.
And when I say, clarify, I could have read it both ways, that it's a invoice because it's an invoice date versus a bid. But you probably should put in there, within a year or something.
It was. That's.
12:03. Denver's pitbull ban could soon.
I have to look into that. I don't know why it's not.
The Denver City Council will hold a public hearing on repealing the pit bull ban at 5:30 tonight.
They don't even do anything in that pit bull ban anyway. Aurora's got it and stuff, and
I don't even get what it's supposed to be.
You're not supposed to have pit bulls.
Some council members say they've
And if
already
you do, what happens?
You're not supposed to have
Yeah,
They take it.
So they take it? Well, that's what happens then.
You get rid of it, or they say get rid of it.
How's your mud doing, man? Suzanne said it's not doing that great.
Well, it's got an disease immune, and I took it in again to that BRCC, very expensive. He's going to lose more hair.
They cost so much money, don't they, Dan?
If you have one with a problem.
Yep.
Something outside the norm.
But he actually, they have everything. They have cancer guys for dogs. They have dermatologists for dogs. They have specialists for everything.
And you don't usually have
temporal scanner thermometer.
insurance, right?
Mile High City
No.
system is
Yeah.
in good shape right now.
Most of those pet insurance are
City Drive,
bullshit.
just a little blip of delay westbound I-270 either side of Vasquez.
But it's my
Construction in
fourth
the right lane
vet
long has
taking him
been out
to
of the
him.
way, so speeds have improved quite a bit over the past 45 minutes. Westbound I-70 does remain a bit slow in the elevated portion.
So now it's
Otherwise,
just going to
system
take a
wide
while.
open
He's probably on
across town.
medication.
Weather
the rest of his
forecast
life.
could be snow this afternoon with a high near
Hey, Doc, I
34
got a
tonight.
question
Snow
for
early
you.
Sure.
and, clearing out in the overnight hours.
I just read a thing saying like in Utah, the state of Utah is sending their people with some drugs down to Mexico to buy their drugs.
Really?
They're actually paying for the plane ticket and giving them a $500 bonus.
To do who?
The state of Utah is sending their insurance provider is sending them down there to buy these expensive medications because they give them much cheaper down in Tijuana. This one lady was.
Wow.
They give them a $500 bonus and a plane ticket.
I'll have to look that up because you have to make sure that it's not a generic ripoff. You have to make sure that it's really the same drug that you're getting. So I'm surprised Utah's doing that. I'll look it up.
So my question is can I go to Mexico and just buy anything, or do you have to have a prescription?
I don't want to talk about it on air.
Depends on the drugs. In Mexico, some drugs you don't need a prescription for.
Talk with many of our past clients and find out how they're paying off their home much faster and not changing their spending habits, all while being able to access their equity for 30 years. Take AIM. To register, call 720-895-0500 now or go to aimortgage.net/events. Seats are limited. February 27, 6:30 p.m. Dinner provided. Find out how to increase your tax-free retirement. Join us at Lamar Street Center. Take a step back in time when paying off your house didn't cost so much. Take AIM, 720-895-0500. And MLS 298191, regulated by DORA, equal credit lender.
This is Dave Logan for the law offices of Dan Camplis, a serious law firm for serious cases.
It's your shot to win $1,000.
No, I would like just to see what prescription-wise or the reason I'm asking.
There's some drugs in Mexico you can buy without a prescription, and there are others where the pharmacist will write you a prescription, and there's another level where a Mexican doctor will write you a prescription. So there's some things.
Completely different. Like an antibiotic is what? Just
Right.
walk in?
You can just walk in and buy it.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. The stuff that is made right here in Colorado with CBD from the hemp plant, and it is pure, scientific, and nutraceutical. And I'm telling you, I have found that dosing it's unbelievable. I'm just a layman, but I can tell you that I love the products and they work. That's all that matters. Anti-inflammatory, pain, anxiety, and they help with us. They have a sleep formula too, realcbdthatworks.com. Let's talk about this. Sean, I would be upset if they did damage to my truck. He took it in because it wasn't starting. And they basically tore out some system. They didn't, we don't even know what the hell it is. Sean, the dealer, Stevenson, at first said they didn't know what it was. Then they said, oh, yeah, we put it in every truck. Right?
That's correct.
You got two different stories. Then no one there can tell you exactly why it's in every truck or if they're supposed to take them out.
It looks like depending on the financing company, the different financing credit unions have them put in.
It's a disabling device.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, this is pretty stupid since it's a brand new truck sitting on the lot. Do they assume they're going to get it financed with a certain clientele?
No. Well, maybe so. If if they push a certain credit union, maybe they do. I don't know. Or maybe it doesn't take too long to put in. But Brian also said there's not like a bunch of wires just hanging everywhere. He didn't dig up under there, but he's saying if you do go up under there, there are going to be a lot of connectors
that are not connected.
That are not connected from where that device is.
Okay.
And he told this guy, just bring it back to Toyota, have them kind of clean it up a little, but he doesn't see this as being any kind of issue down the road, like it's going to cause a problem.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. But, Sean?
And it's pretty typical. These things are in there now. I never knew that.
I wonder if they put them in general and then give that code to whatever finance company. I don't know. Can you imagine that, though? You don't make your payment, your truck stops, they have a GPS to tell them where it is, they come get it.
I knew the buy here, pay there, but not these. I didn't know brand new ones.
But what a great idea. This way the repo guys know exactly where to go.
Yeah, you're right. And they don't have to damage the vehicle.
But, Sean, they never told you that's what it is, did they?
No. In fact, I have the receipt here in front of me from the work they did, and it says 375 found aftermarket alarm was not installed correctly when splicing wires. Removed complete alarm system, RE installed wire.
Well,
the vehicle does start now.
It tells me that they don't even know what it is, and I don't think they did install it. Okay, so anyway, Jeff at City Lock. You want to make a comment? Go ahead, Jeff.
Hello there, Tom. Possibly there's more than one data link connector on the vehicle. When these systems are put in, they often put in a Y splice, and the connector under the dash isn't the real one. It's the one that those systems put in place so you can plug other things into it.
Well, it is the real one. It's just one of two is what you're saying.
Yeah, but the correct one has a data link at probably pin number 7, where the fake one, it's fully populated with wires for the extra stuff they're putting in. That has to be taken out so you can plug into the real one and then diagnose the problem and find out where the issue is.
Oh, why do they do that?
Well, they do that to give you a courtesy connector to stick your little progressive thing into, or your Allstate dongle or whatever.
Right, right. But why do they have two of them, I'm asking?
Because one is populated. Their stuff is plugged into the real one.
Okay, but how often do they use the real one?
Whenever you're doing work on the vehicle.
Oh, I see what you're saying. And then once that's disconnected, the other one works.
Yeah, there could be stuff that's fluey, if there is such a thing still in there.
I often see dealers go up underneath the dash and go right to that one, and that's the one that the consumers use. So, but you're sure there's one under the hood?
No, not under the hood. This would be under the dash.
So both of them are under the dash?
Yeah.
Does he understand that these are all independent wires, like a handful of wires?
Yeah, that's what.
It's
Yeah,
not harness.
Yeah, there is no harness on it, Jeff. But thank you. Jeff is just basically telling us they have parallel hubs, and one is populated and one is not. I mean, you can only use one at a time. Sean, listen, man. Brian Grossi at Lakewood didn't think you have a major deal there to worry about. But, God, I just can't believe that Stevenson did not even know why it's there, though, or when they put it in or anything. It just seems so crazy. When you keep pursuing this, and you probably will, let us know what you find out on that. 303-713-TALK. We have open lines now for the first time this morning, wide open, so you can get right through. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You can also call 303-MARTINO, no matter when you're listening or where you're listening from. And that number will go, if we're not, it'll come to the studio when we're here. When we're not here, it will go to our voicemail. We will get back to you on every single case. So it's really a great place, an all-in-one place to get help, information, and referrals. 303-713-TALK. So, George, fixmyhome.com, where we were talking about old furnaces. What about boilers? Are boilers such a small percentage of the market? What are they, like 5%, if that? Boilers, which means
less than 10.
Less than 10%.
Less than 10, but
that's hot water heat, goes through radiators or baseboards in your home, and less than 10% of the homes have them.
Less than 10% in Colorado, yeah. Most and a lot of them are usually mountain towns that have them.
Do they work better than hot air?
They're more efficient. Yeah.
They are,
and they last longer. They're more expensive. I mean, if you have to replace one.
People doing new homes, what are they opting for nowadays? They're opting for the same old stuff, the hot air, forced hot air.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, it's less expensive. It's usually a builder building the home anyway. They're going to build it as cheap as they possibly can. So for sure, forced air.
And then in-floor heat. I have some in-floor heat that I inherited in the tile. What is it?
It's electric, right?
Yeah.
It's just wires that go through the tile as they put it in, yeah.
And that is a very, very comfortable heat. And I think it can save you money because you don't have to heat up the whole house if you were
just radiant.
Yeah, it's radiant heat in the floor, but it makes everything feel comfortable. Eric's got a comment on kids and school shootings. This came up because we were talking about where to call. And this one mom was so frustrated, two of them actually, because this one had a son that was very violent, or yeah, well, he threatened violence. He talked violence. He spoke of killing himself and killing others. And then we had a forensic psychologist on who says he helped start Safe to Tell, and that's in Colorado, safetotell.org with the number 2, safetotell.org. And he said that is a place you can call, and they will do something. Eric, what is your comment on this? Go ahead, Eric.
Hey, Mr. Martino, I met you down at Rocky's Auto. I don't know if you remember or not, but it was a while back. Anyways,
I actually would remember if you tell me the circumstances, but
they were having a picnic out back, and I showed up on a motorcycle.
What kind of motorcycle? I remember the motorcycle.
It was a red Harley. It was a red Harley.
And I remember that. I remember the red. And did you have? I'm remembering some graphics on the bike, but what kind of Harley was it?
I did.
Yeah.
It's a Harley Sport.
What kind of graphics did you have?
I had airbrushed skulls on the tank.
Yes, I remember that because I said, yeah, okay. So anyway, what's going on?
Hey, so, I'm not going to go into everything that happened. Just about 3 weeks ago, we had a situation with a real close friend of mine and her daughter.
Yes.
She was in school. She was picked on. She's 8 years old, and she got frustrated, and she actually made the comment that she was going to kill one of the students. And the teacher took her down to the counselor, and the counselor said that because of the statement that was made, she was obligated to call Children's Services and get her into Children's Hospital immediately.
And was she taken to Children's? Was she taken?
Yeah, but they made us take her. Nobody came and got her. They made us take her. She was in there for less than 2 hours, and they said she's fine. Have a good day.
Okay. So they did make her get evaluated. Now, this guy was evaluated.
So, but now, on top of everything, now she has to have she goes to a counselor every week for the next 6 months to make sure she's okay.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, so then that did happen at a school. I'm wondering, this mom's, well, I don't know if this kid is in school.
He is not in school,
He is not
Tom.
in school.
No.
That's one of the problems. So the school system, you're saying, does have a system in place. We have more coming right up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Weekdays 2 to 4. The Situation with Mike.
That Cora is pretty fun to read. You ever read that, Mark? That Cora stuff? Boy,
okay, got it. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. They have so many reasons to use them. First of all, locally owned and operated from the beginning since 1982. And listen, credit optimization is perhaps the most important thing they do. You may think, why? If I'm approved, why do I need to optimize credit? Because you can get even better payments, because they can get you lower costs on the back end by simply maybe paying down a balance here or there on a credit card, or correcting something as simple as an address. They credit optimize everyone, and then the interest rate guarantee. If interest rates go down 2 years after closing, within that 2 years, they will refinance you free of charge. Now, by the way, that's a new guarantee every time you close. And then the custom term loan. Get the lower rates, but you don't have to re-spool that loan back to 30 years. Now, the pre-approval, I love. The pre-approval is so important. It is like a cash deal. That gets you some of the best deals when buying a home. 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
I like people. It's why I got into HR. And I like liking people.
Here's one. What's the best way to survive a crocodile attack?
The best way?
Yeah, there's two ways.
Punch him in the eye.
The guy.
Or else
grab their eye.
Or else you keep their mouth closed because they don't
Keep
have.
the mouth closed.
Okay, no, say they already got you and stuff.
Oh, you punch him in the eye.
The eye is one. What's the other thing? Because what's a crocodile or alligator going to do? You know what they're going to do?
Try to bring you down.
Drag you underwater.
They're going to do that roll and rip your limb off. So you're supposed to hug them. Put your arm so you roll with them. And they said a crocodile is built for.
It's called the death roll.
Right, the death roll.
Well, they try to bring you to the bottom of the water.
Well, they try and drown you first.
But they tire quickly. By doing that, they tire
reptiles
quickly.
tire very quickly.
Yeah.
That's one thing. If you ever watch a mongoose attack a snake, they'll do the alley shuffle to get the snake tired out.
Oh, is that why they do it?
Reptiles tire out very, very quickly.
Crash caused by a truck. Our firm has the real world.
I'm reading about this Utah thing.
Hard-earned expertise in trucking cases, and because we take righteous cases on a percentage fee.
Okay, the reason I was asking that, the pills that my dog's going to take for the rest of his life,
Yeah.
are I'll have to look up it's the same thing to get to rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah.
For rheumatoid arthritis.
For that, I would go to Mexico.
Okay.
For the dog.
For the dog.
Yeah.
Are they called, what is the name of them?
Generics?
I have a big thing of them.
No. These are actually for
for the dogs. When our neighbor's dog passed away, she gave them to me. And if my dogs are having a really bad day, I give them one. If it's the same thing. Ramatune, Rematide, Remedil. It starts with an R.
So say goodbye to leaks once and for all. Enjoy a pipe leak-free home and eliminate the risk of potential water damage. Call us today.
And how about Canada? Is Canada the same as Mexico?
Here it is, Remedil.
Well, no, you can get drugs.
No.
You can get drugs from Canada for much, much less than you can from, and those are real drugs.
Are you sure that's not it, huh?
I'll tell you what it is.
Michael Brown here for the Caucus Room. Now, if you're a conservative looking for an online community,
But that there we gave to my other dog.
but I want you to join me on Caucus Room.
It's anti-inflammatory.
And in the Caucus Room,
used to reduce pain, inflammation, due to osteoarthritis and surgery in dogs.
So I want you to join me on Caucus Room.
So Dan, it depends on. I have a cousin who was taking something for Flomax for his bladder.
Yep.
He got that in Canada because he said if it doesn't work 100%, it's not bad. Whereas if you take something, let's say for your heart, you want to make sure it's 100%. So he said depending on what it's used for, if his bladder drug was 90% effective, it was fine. He didn't want his heart medication to be 90% effective.
Right.
So with your dog, I would say get the Canadian drug if you can. Send away to a Canadian pharmacy for sure.
But does Canada require Canada? Does Canada
But you have a
require
prescription for it, right? From your vet?
I guess I do.
It's not Canadian.
I found a place for prescriptions, American Pharmacy. The prescriptions are so cheap. I don't use my drug plan.
Well, how much is it? Like $12 for anything?
$6 for my blood pressure medicine. That's usually $130.
What?
$6.
It's not covered by your by Medicare?
Yeah, but $6 cheaper than going through Medicare.
That's
Going through Medicare
crazy.
at 132, I copay like 30-something bucks.
Yeah.
Here I get it for 6-something.
Wow.
And it's called BlinkHealth.com. It's open for everyone. And I don't know how they do it, but I swear to God, I've got my blood pressure. I got some other stuff through there.
We
It's the
pay
most
cash. We get like nothing off of it.
Well, not everybody just reaches you, Mark.
Yeah.
Now listen, but go to Blink Health and buy your prescriptions. I mean,
Kaiser's
you don't have to
pharmacy
be on
is pretty
Medicare
fucking
for it.
cheap.
I just can't believe at the anastrozole was a few dollars, and then
What's shit for earache? Not penicillin. Amoxicillin's like $3.
Yeah, well, that's such an old drug.
Yeah. It's just I can't imagine if you.
I'm Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Bruce has a comment on that electrical issue. Go ahead, Bruce.
Hey, Tom and Mark. I don't have really an issue, but when I bought my Tahoe and I paid outright for it, should they tell me I might have one of those systems on my car?
Well, that's debatable. Whether you mean when you finance it or when you buy it.
Right. If you buy it outright, then they should tell you that's on.
I mean, I guess they should, but if they put it on every single unit, I don't know what harm it does telling you it's. I mean, if they don't tell you, as long as you're not being charged, as long as you're not being charged for it and it's not doing anything debilitating to your vehicle, I don't know the answer to that, Bruce. You're buying a new car, and you kind of buy a new car as is. You really do, as is, but you have a warranty. People think a new car is not as is, and it really is. But part of the as is with a warranty. So as long as they honor the warranty and you have it, I don't think they'd have to tell you that's in there. I really don't. I mean, for example, there are upgrades in your car that you buy. If you don't buy the upgrades, like navigation systems, that are still in there, they can't afford not to put them in the cars on the assembly line. So they'll put everything in every vehicle on the assembly line, maybe with the exception of some low-cost ones. And then what happens is if you decide to buy the option, they activate it. It's already there.
I wonder if when you sign all the paperwork for the loan through the credit union, if you actually allow them to track you. Because the odd part to me is they can track you by GPS, more than the payment part of it, but the fact they can actually track the data, I find that a little odd. I bet you agree to it somewhere in that purchase contract or that loan.
You're right, probably. Yeah, I mean, I would think so because you are being tracked. Margaret, what's going on with you, Margaret? We're being tracked by our cell phones, too, though, if you think about it. Right now, I mean, any number of apps, we've already given permission to track us.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but we gave permission. For them to put something in the car and we don't acknowledge it, I think we do acknowledge it.
No, we do. Hey, Margaret, what's going on?
Well, I had a 5-year car loan with Canvas Credit Union, and it was to be paid off January of 2020. And while calling them, they said they had put insurance on, when in reality I've always had insurance, and they proved that I did. But they're saying now that I owe on, they've put the interest on my principal balance, so I still owe 4 more payments.
Well, Margaret, now listen, Margaret, I need to ask you, did they remove the forced insurance?
Yes, they did.
Good. Because if forced insurance is automatically on all cars, and it automatically takes effect when you don't have coverage, so if they charge you for it and you showed that you had coverage during that time, then they have to take it off. But the other thing now you're complaining about is what? Interest on what? You always pay interest. Now, did you have some late charges or something?
No, I've always paid it on time, but they charged the principal payment amounts to cover the. They added the insurance on interest on the insurance on my contract, so they say I still owe $700.
Yeah, but either you do or you don't. I mean, either you do or you don't. Are they saying you owe another $700 because of the forced insurance, interest on that forced insurance?
Yes, exactly.
Well, if you didn't need the insurance to begin with, they shouldn't charge you interest for it. Why are they charging you interest for it?
Well, we are dealing, my daughter's helping me, and we're dealing with some very rude people there who pretend they're going to get back to us, and they do not.
Now, what is it called? Canvas Credit Union?
Canvas Credit Union, yes.
Where are they located?
They're out of Park Meadows.
And how long have you had this car financed with them?
5 years. 60-month car loan.
And now it's amounting to another 2 payments, so you'll be making 62 payments?
Actually, it would be 4 payments because there's a total of $700, so it'd be another almost 4 payments.
And you definitely sent proof that you did have coverage during that period of time this insurance was on there.
Exactly. We have sent proof. My daughter's helped me, and we have sent proof.
Well, you're going to have to send another notice of error or something because they're supposed to refund it.
Yeah, I mean, when they refunded, they did refund the premium. They did not refund the interest on the premium.
Exactly. They did not.
But certainly they can understand that, Margaret. How much was this? How much was this premium?
Oh, it's $700 we're disputing.
No, I'm not asking that. How much was the insurance altogether that they put on you that you had removed?
$3,500, and they've removed all but $700.
Okay. Now, was the $700 part of the 35, or was that on top of it?
I think it's on top of it. I'm still not getting that answer correctly. So
how do you know the 35 was removed?
When I first made the phone call in December 26 is when I found out about this $3,500.
And how long was the $3,500 on your account?
From 2017 through 2019.
And that's when you found out about it in 2019?
Yes, correct.
And is it $3,500 one time, or was it $3,500 added up all together?
Added up all together.
And then that balance accrued from 2019 till now.
Correct.
And they're saying you owe another $700. Well, I would ask for an amortization schedule. Do they have one they can send you?
Nobody will get back with us. My
Man, this
daughter's
is
helping.
frustrating.
Yes,
Who's
it
the
is.
lender?
It's Canvas Credit Union, but they do have here's what's good about it. You can sue them. Again, this is a prime case for small claims court where you can sue them for that amount of money and show where you don't owe it. I mean, it's going to be easy because they're located right here in Colorado.
Right.
And we could, when I say we can help you, we're not going to help you with your legal case, but we help you logistically get it done. And, except, Mark, I can't believe I'm going to get a default judgment, I guess, against Vectra Bank because I sued them in small claims court. I have not heard from them yet.
I don't know. They might argue jurisdiction. Who knows?
But when do they do that? Right at the bitter end?
I have no clue.
I mean, this is a weird one. Anyway, so Margaret, really, to get their attention, you're going to have to basically take them to small claims court for that.
Have you walked down to a branch yet or drove down?
I've gone down 3 times.
And what do they say in the branch?
The left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, and they're very rude to me when I come in.
I'm surprised you had that taken off. So Canvas Credit Union, I see it, and they have locations here. It's prime for what you want to do.
I love their look
no
at their
BS.
main thing. Yeah,
no
BS free.
I know. That's what I know.
This is my bank.
You use Canvas?
Yep.
Is it a bank or is it a credit?
It's a credit union, but it used to be public service
Daff,
credit union.
Would you call them up with her on the phone and maybe get to the bottom of this?
Rick has someone that he really, really likes there, and she does loans, and so I'm trying to get her number.
Right. Hold on, and we'll try to follow this up. 303-713-TALK.
Wait. Why would Daphne have a teacher's credit union? That
anybody can belong.
Were you a teacher?
It's
though?
not a teacher. It's public. It used to be public service.
She was a stewardess. Does that count?
Hey, you don't have to be. Actually, you like public service credit union. You don't have to work for them to have it. Credit unions. I don't even know why they're associated with businesses because you don't have to work for a business to be a member.
Rick used to work for Public Service Credit Union, and you did have to work there, and now they've changed that.
Yeah, but everyone's changed it. That's what I'm saying. There's all kinds of credit unions now, and they have open membership. I mean, they're basically, what really is the difference between a bank and a credit union? Do they pay higher interest? What do they do?
I don't think credit unions go out of state or they're different. In other words, they don't do banking state to state, but I'm not even sure of that.
Because really a credit union is, if you take the name credit union, it's a union of people who pull money and give their own loans. It's like a co-op. I'm gonna Google this and see the difference, and we have more coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver.
And they're FDIC insured? I'm asking, I'm not. Because that would be a big deal.
Exogen temporal scanner thermometer. Right now, the highway drive wide open across the metro area. Traveling out to the airport, though, man, give yourself a little bit of extra time. Got a crash coming in on inbound Pena there, approaching Tower. Seeing some delays, so if you can, just give yourself about 5 or 10 minutes extra right now. The rest of the highway drive, like I said, wide open. No delays in I-25 and I-70 through the heart of the city. 225's running smooth in Aurora. No delays in I-70.
This is weird. Under the new rule, a rural district may only cross into a state immediately adjacent to the state where the credit union's headquarters are. I don't even know what the hell that means.
So that means if you have your headquarters in Colorado.
Credit unions are customer-owned, non-profit.
Other virus that causes fever, knowing when it's a fever lets you know when to call your doctor. So
But are they FDIC insured? Yeah, that would be a big deal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it would be. It really would be. Mile High Estate Planning is the place for you if you're looking for someone to help you with wills, maybe probate court that just came up. Maybe you want to avoid probate. Or you need a trust. You want to protect your assets. Or what you'd like to do is protect your assets even after you're gone, so your children may get an inheritance, but they won't blow it all. It's so important that you check with Mile High Estate Planning. And mark your calendars for the 21st and 22nd of this month at the Crawford Hotel. They're going to have a free seminar. You will get enough information there to really start your estate plan. You know, there's no obligation whatsoever. February 21st and 22nd, it's around lunchtime, a little earlier. The Crawford Hotel, free parking. You can go to Mile High Estate Planning to sign up or to just make your own appointment. Nights and weekends too, always free parking, and that's Mile High Estate Planning and Blake Harris.
Okay, credit unions are insured by they're insured by NCUA, which was created in 1970, and insured, just like FDIC, it insures it up to $250,000 per account. It's just a different, it's like, you know, Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. So it is, they are insured.
So what do people do that, George, what do you do? I mean, let's just talk about this. I have a lot of accounts that are uninsured then, because they're above that. I have a lot of them. What do you divide them up to 250,000 increments? What do you do?
No, I mean, so there's other places you can put them that are insured for higher amounts. So
I don't know of anywhere.
Yeah, Merrill Lynch. So I have a Merrill Lynch account that's insured
So
for up to, I think it's $2 million.
Use Merrill Lynch like as a, can you use one of those as a bank? In other words, what do you do? Can you get higher rates than a savings account but not really have an investment? I mean, I don't know.
Well,
do they
yeah,
have
so
money markets?
Yes, they have money markets. They have a thing called preferred deposit. So you can put it in this deferred deposit account, which is insured up to
okay, Mark.
a certain amount.
Does Ameritrade have regulations?
FDIC
I'm looking
insured.
right now. I never even thought of it.
And they're all
I don't want to
individually
do anything
FDI insured for each account.
Except for
Okay, really beyond $250,000?
Yes. I mean, with the Merrill Lynch. So Merrill Lynch has like a high net wealth thing that I'm a part of, so I don't know.
But is that insured by FDIC or by
it's
Merrill
FDIC
Lynch?
insured. FDIC.
But up more than 250.
Yes.
Really?
Can you tell me how much they insure up to? Do you know?
I'll have to re-ask. Yeah, but I thought it was. I'll ask. Yes. There's definitely a number of places, though.
Ameritrade basically says if you lose cash or securities from your account due to unauthorized activity, we'll reimburse you. So theirs is pretty straightforward. There is no
But
limit.
do they have a bank account or anything that's like a money market or something?
They definitely, you can have interest in your money, yeah, but it's very, very fucking tiny.
Just worked okay, or it didn't work at all.
What's the one you use? What do they
Charles
get?
Schwab.
Does Schwab have any decent checking or no?
Yeah, no, I got my checkings there.
Do you get money, make money on it?
Not me, no, that's nothing. You're not going to find too many checking accounts you make much.
What about just a savings account then?
I suppose you put in different ones and stuff. You have to go look.
Because your health matters. And because pills
The only time this wouldn't work is if you gave anybody
Rocky
your
Mountain Men's Clinic has a
info.
variety of treatment options, and they have combinations of treatments that, if you're like most men, could have it working like it hasn't worked in years. Seriously.
I think I just need better savings tools that just don't pay dirt.
They don't pay dirt. Actually, there's one bank that paid pretty good. What was it, Alley?
Well, they say like 5 times better than your standard checking account, so it's 5 times 0.02. So 0.1%. I mean, it's.
Or you get a CD.
But you
Here's
gotta
Alley CDs.
You got to remember, you're getting a free checking.
How much are CDs?
Here you go, right here. High yield CD, 12 months is 2%.
Those are insured.
That's not bad at all, 2%.
So like if you put it into a.
Where is that? Alley? Where's
Alley
Alley?
Bank. It's an online bank. There's no.
Well, it doesn't. You could do that through any bank.
I don't know about 2%, but yeah, you can get a CD.
Yeah, they're all different rates for sure. Yeah, but when you buy a CD, it's insured. Just whatever the time period is, you can't pull it out until that time period ends.
Let's see if they have anything longer. Now, see, that's what sucks. Even if their 5-year is 2.15, their 12-month is 2.0. I mean, there's just no money out there right now.
You can get 2% for a year.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing, actually. You can get 6 months, 1%.
Denver's Talk Station. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app.
I had an Alley account at one point. I don't remember why. Probably still have one. I don't remember why I got one, though. Then something happened.
Hi, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, let's talk. What's happening with, is it Jensen?
Yes.
What's happening?
So I know of a company, and what we're doing is we're trying to look for who to call to report this company to. Excuse me. So what's going on is they were required to send their employees in for a drug test to be subcontractors on a job.
Okay.
They sent 2 or 3 guys. They knew they wouldn't pass, so the GM and the foreman encouraged them and told them how to buy fake urine to do it.
Well, wait a minute. Don't you have to actually fill the cup while you're there?
You know, I don't know the process, but 2 or 3 of them passed.
And you know damn well they okay, and what would their violation have been? Marijuana?
Yes.
What kind of so on these drug tests, what do they do now that marijuana is legal? Do they still forbid it?
Yeah, like
go ahead.
Yeah, so even though it's legal, right? Our company has the right to not employ. So we drug test. I send people into people's homes. So you have to be drug free to work for my company.
But what if they want to smoke on the weekend or something?
They can't.
That's his. Yeah, it's his company. He can do what he wants.
It stays in your system.
You can, but you can choose
because there is no way to tell if they're high right now, or because it stays in your system.
Right.
And if you smoke it a lot, then it really stays in your system for a long time.
So you reserve the right to drug test.
Correct.
Okay. So Jensen, this company said our contractor is requiring urine tests. Here's how to get around it.
Yes.
What kind of what do they do? What is the? I'm not asking the name of the company right now, but what does this company do that's encouraging the fake urine? What do they do for the contractor?
Garage doors.
Okay, so they do garage doors for the contractor.
Commercial and residential. This was a commercial job. Excuse me, that they were contracted.
I've never heard of garage door companies using subcontractors, though.
No. The garage door company was a subcontractor to a builder that was building a building.
Gotcha. So a builder was using a garage contractor, and the garage contract, but the builder wanted them drug tested.
Correct. To be on the job site.
So what's your beef, though?
Well,
I mean, were you trying to get the bid? I'm just curious where you come into play.
No, not at all. I found out about this, and I just don't think it's right.
No, it's not. I mean, it isn't technically. It's not. Here's what's happened. It's like me having a garage door company saying to my people, "Hey guys, this new job we have is requiring drug tests. Here's how to get around it." Right?
Right.
My concern isn't so much about the marijuana, but by telling them how to get fake, clean urine, you're telling them how to get around meth and all the other stuff.
Yeah, but I've never heard of a drug test either that, you're not right there doing. I mean, what do you urine and then send it in?
You can go by
a fake device, if you will.
It has to be, I mean, they're pretty good at detecting
But they also check temperature.
They check temperature.
That's the main thing.
But
you strap it. I heard you strap it to your leg, and there's a little tube that comes out.
Correct.
It takes a long time.
Supposedly, that's why one of them failed because he didn't strap it to the right place, and it wasn't the right temperature.
Right.
Correct. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But there are people that can get around.
So, but I still don't understand. How can we help?
Well, he wants to drop a dime on him.
Well,
Look,
then drop the dime. Who is it?
I just Googled.
Who is what I'm asking.
I just Googled faking urine test device. You can buy these devices to fake your urine test. You buy them right online, and it has a little pocket. and a little like a surgical little pouch that goes on your leg to keep it the temperature. You put the good urine in it. It's thigh urinary support, and then it has a little tube that goes up and comes out your fly or wherever you want it to come out. And I don't know, and then you can use that to fake pee. Wow. That's something.
And I know, like the.
So how would you know if your guys are George? I'm not saying they do, but how do you know if your guys use this thing? I mean, they sell this stuff.
So I mean, we're pretty strict on when we hire somebody. They have to go right then. So it's harder. I mean, could they already be prepared? Yeah. But they didn't know they were going to get hired and have to go get drug tested right then. So it's highly unlikely that they get past that. We have had some people where they have been prepared, but they didn't have enough time, I don't think, to get it to their body temperature. So they fail the temperature.
Look at some of the names of these. Whiz Clear. One's called Piss Perfect. One's called Whiz Clean. One has not for urine tests, but fun. And that's Whiz Fetish. Oh, my God. Wow. They got all kinds of devices. I never even Googled this thing. Now, look, my search history is going to really treat me good now, right? I feel sorry for people searching now on this machine after me.
We'll blame it on Ross.
Hey, listen, seriously. Okay, he's telling us, Mark, because it's not right. So,
well, then who is it?
I would call the contractor.
Well, why not just say it now?
Yeah, well, who's I want to know.
How do you know that are you saying the contractor?
Do you work for this garage door company?
My wife does.
And your wife works
the
at
office manager.
Well, now he can't give the name. She'll lose her job.
Right.
She's the office manager, and she told you that they're telling their people how to get around it.
So one of the employees that passed came in and was upset that the guy that didn't pass because he didn't do this correctly.
Right.
And was telling her this. That
well, you would complain to the owner of the company. That's who you would complain to. Who else would you complain to? And if he doesn't care, then he just needs to change his policy. It's not like you have to be that way.
Do you think the contractor will really care? Why don't you call the contractor?
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't care if the guy putting up my garage door passes a drug test, actually. I'm thinking personally, okay? I want to talk. I want to talk like it is. I don't care. Now, I don't care if a guy's putting up my garage door. You're assuming he's going to be high. Now, I don't want somebody high, but I don't care if they use something in their own time.
This is the problem. And there are stories, lots of stories nationally of this stuff happening. Person comes to your home services, right?
Yeah.
And do a job for you, whatever. That person has a drug problem. It was a known drug problem that should have been weeded out by the company. Yeah. That person comes back and robs your house. Comes back and kills an old lady and robs her house.
No, I know what you mean.
Back and
then you could be liable.
The Elizabeth Smart situation. Yeah. Elizabeth Smart was taken by somebody who worked in their home they picked off a corner to a guy and he came back and took Elizabeth Smart. Yeah.
Okay. So you got to be careful, overly careful.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Nature Valley Oats and Honey Crunchy Bars.
As it happens. I mean, if you Google it, you'll find actually more stories than you'd be shocked.
I still don't
Shit happens.
understand what he wants, though. I'm totally lost.
He
just doesn't think it's right. He wants to tell somebody.
But it's his wife's company that's doing it. Like, he's ratting out his wife's company right now. His wife's job.
Hey, George, I'm trying to figure out how you get more than $250,000 insured with FDIC.
I mean, I've never researched it. I only know talking on.
Mark, what do you do for normal savings? I'm having a problem.
Hey, B-Back.
But you go over the 250 then.
Satisfying crunch.
You cut your
Ameritrade family going again. With real
any account I have over 100 is all Ameritrade.
Okay, but what in Ameritrade? You constantly are trading?
Honey crunchy bars.
No, I got money that just sits there in other accounts. You can trade. If you need to liquidate it, I can have it the next day.
No.
If I needed $500,000 the next day, I can have it. You can have
if it
access
doesn't
to it
trade,
quick.
if it doesn't trade, it's not making money either.
Yeah, it is. It's making, like Dan said, point shit. Literally point shit. It makes next to nothing.
In your garage every time, even when the power is out. The LiftMaster app will let you operate your opener from your phone. Don't get locked out. Go to
And there was another, I found a better CD, something Goldman Sachs owns. I think it's an online bank, 2.3 for a year.
Joe Lazzara can help you if you're in trouble with a DUI. He doesn't encourage DUIs. It's easy to get around a DUI. You just don't drink and drive, or you use, ride share or a designated driver. But let's face it, life doesn't always go perfectly. Sometimes people are stopped and they shouldn't have been, or their rights are violated, or they're falsely accused, whatever the issue. Whether it is a DUI or shoplifting or assault or a scuffle with a neighbor or something where you acted stupid and you need help, Joe Lazzara. And that's LazzaraLegal.com. By the way, LazzaraLegal.com, 303-429-6200. I'm sorry, I misread that. I thought it was 60.
Moving your 401k from your previous employer can lower your fees and give you access to the best opportunities the investment world has to offer. Only can protect the 90,000 hours you and the average.
So let me get it straight then. Do you let it sit in cash, or do you constantly have some stocks that are safe to keep?
No, I always have some stock safe to keep.
Oh, I know. So do I, because of that account I established with you. But I'm saying, like, what do I do with extra money that is sitting in a bank doing nothing?
Buy a CD if you want it. Well, then even if you liquidate it, I don't know the penalties on a CD. Pretty much nothing, right? You just don't get your percentage.
It'll never get your principal. It'll never ding your principal.
Yeah, I don't think so. No. You just don't get any interest. Right. So it's still liquid.
So I need to get a really good high.
I don't think you're going to get higher than like 2.3.
No, but that's pretty damn good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for his 12 months.
So what do you do on that?
I'll tell you what I want to do. I was going to hit you up on this. I want to buy a fucking sports clips. Let's buy a couple of them.
You buy what?
Just a fucking franchise, like a sports clips or something. I don't want a fast food restaurant, but something that generates cash. It's a proven fucking model that we don't have to walk into. Or I don't think Floyd's does.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans.
But people's hair always grows. I mean, there's no end to it.
Card debt for a minute. If you feel you're carrying too much of it,
and it's a manager model. The owner, I mean,
in the US
you don't even have to be around.
$1,000 in credit card debt. Ready
Did
for
we
some
ever
good
get,
news?
did we
With
ever
the
get
cash
George's
out
credit
refinance
card
from Quicken
process?
Loans, you can
Or did
quickly
we figure
and
out we
easily
can't
put
save
some
him
of the
money?
equity in your
There's no
home
way we
to
can't
good
save
use.
him money.
By
I don't know what his deal is.
credit
Do you have
card debt,
software
a great way to take cash
all
out.
based in with your credit card processing?
The rate today on our 30-year fixed
Long-term
rate
kind of
mortgage
deal.
is 3.99%. APR
It runs through our software.
Call us
So
today
it's something
at
that
800 Quicken to learn how
Yeah, but we have
cash
free
out with a
integration.
30-year
Yeah,
fixed
these guys will
mortgage.
do all that, but it takes time. There's no doubt. But you'll
I don't think it's that. I think it's the software will only work with. I've had this problem before too. The software we use, which I don't love, but it's the best software. It's the only software I've ever used, and it's anyway. They will only work with as far as the integration.
Oh, probably because you don't own the software, you lease it, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and then what they do is they have a deal on the processing thing.
Okay, I'm going to look for the highest.
That makes perfect sense. Because they're probably getting just a little piece of that action, you know?
Oh. Hey, Tom.
Goldman Sachs is 2.15. Yes?
I have to go soon.
Okay, what do you want to do?
Maybe there's a kudos to Fix It 24/7. Maybe follow that with us, and then we'll talk about the tune-up, and then I don't know what that is, but do the special, and then take it off. Grabbing dinner tonight, though, right?
Yes.
When are you flying back?
My son actually has a hockey tournament in Colorado Springs this weekend, so he'll fly out Wednesday. We'll go up there, and then
How old's he?
He's 13.
Coming from
Played on a club
California?
team last year. Yeah, so they last year the out-of-state tournament last year was
Mark, how do we know if they're safe?
Arizona. This year happened to be Colorado Springs, so it's
How do
pretty
I know
cool.
And how do you
Well,
transfer?
Goldman Sachs.
And you ACH the money?
You
Was
can
he gonna go to
transfer
college
it,
or
yeah,
what? You don't know
exactly,
yet.
or wire it, whatever.
We don't know yet.
A big
He would love to go
big
to.
hockey
He'd love to
school?
go to DU, but That'd be hard to get into.
University of North Dakota.
Yeah.
Cheaper. They're number one this year.
Are they?
They got the same DU and University. That's where I went.
Oh, okay.
Have the same amount of national championships.
Oh.
The only school's got higher is Michigan. They got a beautiful. I'll bet you they have the best college arena in the country.
Yeah, I know. I mean, 2% is as safe as you're going to get. There's no risk.
It's beautiful. Every seat
I do want to
in
get
the
a
whole
little
thing
franchise.
is
I'll
leather
start looking into
with
shit.
mahogany
But I
wood
like,
and
You and I have
brass
a lot of
inlays.
shit together. Just let's keep a chart.
I just
got
want
a
a
chart.
model zero
Beautiful,
owner. I mean,
beautiful.
management owner.
Hi, Tom Martino here. John, you have something to say about Fix It 24/7. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, Tom, it's John.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
I had 24/7 out on Saturday. They were going to flush out my water heater and stuff.
Yes.
Well, it turns out I needed a new water heater.
How old was your water heater?
It was about 12, 13
Oh,
years
yeah,
old.
for sure. For me, that would be it for me.
Yeah, but they got it in and did a good job. I have their maintenance program. They come out and do my furnace and my central air once a year.
They have one of the few monthly programs that actually mathematically equal more than you would do if you had to pay for it.
Oh yeah, yeah. But they've done a good job. The first guy that came out, kind of nice guy, kind of reminded me a little bit of John Candy. Actually,
I'm trying to think who it was.
Guy.
And you. So I'm glad you're satisfied. Seriously. And
they do a good job.
And for sure, when it comes to water heaters, the efficiencies nowadays are ridiculously good. I think they're so good that you really don't need constant water heat or what they call the instant anymore for most homes. I think the high recovery tanks are wonderful.
Yeah, they work great. I mean, both.
Instant water heat is great too. I mean, it depends on your use and your situation. If you use it a lot, you don't need it. You don't need the instant if you're cycling a lot. What were you going to say, Dan?
They're so well insulated that they tell you don't even need blankets anymore. You know, we used to always
No,
say
I know.
blankets.
I know. They're unbelievable. So you have a special. What do you got going on?
Yeah, so
let's do it.
We're going to when we do these tune-ups, Tom, these cleanings, if they haven't had it done before, normally it's $139 if they're not a member. So if they've had it done before, we only want to show them what we do and how we clean it.
So you want new customers to this service.
Right. A lot of people ask why you do that. It's just because we want you to see what we actually do, the difference. Most companies that will come clean it like we do will charge you $400 to over $1,000 if they'll do it and call it a rejuvenation.
Because you're right. You take out the squirrel cage, you take out the blades, you clean them, you clean the burners, you clean each and every component. You adjust, you make sure it's in perfect running order.
The biggest thing is we clean it. So when the dirt cakes up on a motor and then this.
But you know how many people say they clean, and what they're doing, George, is they're vacuuming out the cabinet.
They wipe the top.
And they vacuum.
We actually pull the motor, clean all the dirt off. Right now it's cold, right? We're going and fixing these motors that are breaking down right now because they didn't get cleaned before.
And dirt is the number one reason to kill a furnace. Dirt and
is
dirt
the number
alone.
one killer of furnaces.
That's
Absolutely.
If you take care of a furnace, it can last you a hell of a long time. This is only $39.
We're going to do it for $28 today.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. No, seriously.
If they call today.
$28, you got to call. $28. You don't have to have it done today. They probably can't do it today.
We can't.
But you call and schedule it today. You will get a $28 complete refurbishment, cleaning, and adjustments, and that is for $28.
As long as you've never done it before on a special.
I understand that. I understand. It has to be for a new customer to this service. They can be a customer to fix it.
As long as we've never done this service for them.
720-526-3939. Only $28. That is incredible. It's incredible from the 39. The 39 is incredible from 139. But for other companies they would charge $400 and $500 for this. This is not like they're just coming to find something wrong. This is a true service. I swear to you, a true service for $28. 720-526-3939. Hang on. We'll get to all of you coming right up, okay, including foreclosures, finding them. You know, so many people call me when they're injured. Okay. George, I'll see you later, brother.
See you in a little while. All right, guys. Hey, good seeing you guys.
See you, George.
See you, George.
Or not entitled.
You need someone who will fight for you. If it's someone else's fault, you should be paid. It's not something you can ever do on your own.
Doc, this is
John
that
Moore will fight for you, and he
the
only
drug
gets
there,
paid.
that
303-597-4500. 303-597-4500.
Eravon. I mean, you might not even done it because it's not your line of work, but it's the exact same drug for my dog.
I would definitely get it in Mexico.
Well, I looked at some places. Canada's probably going to be the cheapest pound. It's just amazing that they. Did you read that about Utah?
Yeah.
What Utah's doing? Isn't that crazy?
It just shows how screwed up
our system is. Yes. Did you hear that? What they were doing there? They were giving their people on some drugs.
Yeah.
They can't get cheap. They were giving them a plane ticket to fly to San Diego, go to Tijuana, pick up the drug, and a $500 bonus.
That sounds crazy, though.
And they can save half.
Yeah, look it up.
For a
It
yearly.
is crazy.
It really is. It's and why do they charge more here? Because they can't.
R&D. They're going to say it's R&D, though.
Yeah, but they got R&D in Mexico too.
I know. Why don't you spread it around?
No, there's no R&D in Mexico.
No. These people do the same
That
thing.
guy John that complimented Fix-It also had a complaint on Compass. I'm going to send it to you. He has left 2 messages for them to call and give him a quote. Huh?
What is the problem?
He has left 2 messages.
What is the problem, though?
To get a quote, and they never call them back. They never call him back, and he has to make a decision today. So I'll send that to you.
Okay.
How you doing, Doc?
Hey, Jeff.
Oh my ears are flooded.
It makes no sense. I'll send it right over, though. I bet they answer within the...
Many in Israel believe President Trump's Mideast peace plan would be a critical gift for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ahead of next month's election. Latest poll numbers reveal a different story.
Israeli leader still trailing his rival General Benny Gantz in all the latest polls. That despite him taking...
Oh, this one we got to take, Mark. The body rub gal, the massage. Look on line 1.
Body rub gal, massage gal,
We got to hear this one.
It's the body rub gal.
She takes.
She gets paid by iTunes.
Nordstrom gift cards. Yeah.
Right. But we said that's better than someone who wants Target gift cards. At least you want a high class hooker. I'll tell you, those girls up in the mountains, they make a fortune.
Which girl?
They have masseuses up, I think, at the casinos, and they're busy all the time. I think they get a minimum deposit, and then like a certain amount, $1.50 or $2 a minute, and they're busy all the time.
What, they just do like back massages?
At the poker place, yeah, the guys will sit there and get a massage while they're playing poker.
They get a big tip.
And they do pretty, they do pretty well. I'll tell you, it makes a lot of money, the drink girls.
Oh, I'm sure.
But
most poker players aren't drinkers, though, right?
Oh, but whether it's water or coffee, I mean, everybody has either, a club soda, a coffee, or a drink, and they'll come out with a tray, of like 20 things, and they make a shitload of money, because everybody gives them at least $1 for every drink. Even if you just get a water from them, you give them $1.
Right.
So they do really well.
I agree.
I would have Mark do it, but you got to wear a skimpy costume.
You might not get a buck.
No, we should have Suzanne. we should have Suzanne do that. See how much they make.
Hey, actually, I know a girl out there that used to do it in younger days and stuff. She said she made.
Oh yeah.
She does hard work though too.
They make a lot of money.
It's like $10 for 5 minutes or something. I don't know.
What, the girls?
Yeah.
They'll take an order from, let's say, 3 tables. So that's 25 guys. They come out, they get at least $25, and they do that, 3 times an hour. So they make at least, probably $7,500 an hour easily.
What is your your blinds and stuff? It's always the same when you play up there,
right? Yeah.
What are they?
$2 and $5.
That's it?
Yep.
Oh, I play way higher than that up there.
Well, yeah, but where? That's what the blinds are.
Where?
If you play, in the 30-60 or the 50-100 game, which They don't have 2040 anymore.
Oh, you're right. The blinds are way cheaper though. What are the blinds on 2040?
It would be 10 to 15.
They don't have a 2040 anymore?
No.
That's funny. It was always full. I mean, not even 6 months ago it was always full.
Well, now they have 3060 and 5100. But most of the people play
5100.
in those are the bets you can make.
That's the most you can make? 5100?
Yeah. But that's a huge game.
Oh,
so you can bet 100 with 5 raises. That's $600 on one card.
How often does it go around with nobody up and a blind?
I'd say 1 out of 4 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So you get a free card.
Well, you still have to pay the $5.
Right. Right.
So 20% of the time.
Like a free card.
Yeah.
But it's 2.5. It's not half. It's not half. 2.50.
Nope.
You do 2.5.
It's $2.05.
Bankrate just shows you different interest rates.
I need to go up there and watch you. See if I can beat you.
I don't think you could.
Probably not.
Do you have any problem? You don't have any problem with online?
Hey Tom, you got to take call number 1. Look at what it says. So what do you think he's blackmailing him? That he gave him a happy ending and she's going to tell his wife?
I'm sure it's something like that.
Probably on tape, like the football coach.
Oh, right. Jerry, oh no, it was Kraft, right?
Kraft.
It was Kraft.
Who cares if an old man wants a
right.
hand job?
Exactly.
I don't even give a shit. His wife died not long ago.
All a little while ago.
Even if his wife, but even if his wife is alive, it's between him and his wife.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let them deal with it.
And blackmail's illegal, man. Oh, but it wasn't blackmail. It was the damn police had the camera
right,
in there.
Right,
They got Robert Kraft.
So here they're doing these things when they're out there and they won't even come to your house if you got a robbery.
Right.
Well, they will. Maybe some places.
Well, Denver here, I reported that I thought $15,000 stock certificate was stolen.
From your house?
From my car.
Yeah.
Was it?
No.
They knew you were fucking.
No, I wasn't fucking with them. And then I called them back twice. They gave me a report. Nobody ever called me back. I said, I think this is where it was stolen from. And that's $15,000.
Wow.
And that was 25 years ago.
And they still haven't come.
They still haven't called back.
There's too many donut stores.
In between, yeah, you're right. Good point.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. You know how I feel about that stuff from Panacea Life Sciences. It is absolutely the best, the most effective we have found, where we are recommending it to everyone. Please cut through the mire of CBD products and get the real stuffs. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Okay, put in the code Martino in the promo code or in the coupon code Martino. Get 20% off. That's RealCBDThatWorks.com. 20% off by simply putting in MARTINO. All right, so Jerry, what's going on with you? This sounds serious. And then William, you want to talk about foreclosures? Believe it or not, there still are foreclosures going on. What's going on, Jerry?
Hey, Tom. Yeah, I went to a massage gal. She found an excuse to kick me out right away, and I already given her my credit card, and so obviously.
Now, why did she find an excuse, you say, to kick you out? What was it?
I think that's her MO. I think she's a ripoff artist.
Wait a minute. So, you paid ahead of time. How much?
Credit card, $300.
For what? What kind of massage for $300?
It was supposed to be a body-to-body hour massage, and she threw in a $40.
$300 is a lot of money for a massage. For an hour massage?
Oh, come on.
No. Seriously, $300 is outrageously expensive. I know this from therapeutic massages.
Yeah, and $40 of it was a credit card fee, and I figured, all right, I'd probably tip her $40.
I'm
so
sure there was
I
some
went ahead and
added
signed it.
benefits here. Come on.
Is this a real
Come on,
therapeutic?
you didn't see her. There, as far as I know, there wasn't going to be any added benefits.
Okay, Jerry, is this a place like a walk-in spa or what?
No, it's actually, there's a bunch of them because I was looking for one, and this one, she runs out of her house. But so here's the deal. So she kicks me out, so I dispute the charge with my credit card. So now that just hit her. It's been about a month, and now she's trying to get me to.
Well, you're disputing it because no services were rendered. Is that right?
Right. Correct.
So you go there, you pay $300, and then somehow she says, "Get out."
Yep.
She says, "What? That I don't like? I'm not going to massage you, or I didn't realize you were so ugly, or what?"
No, I did ask her if she was pregnant. Because I'm like, how are you going to give me a massage if you're pregnant? So then
Okay.
she said,
"Get out."
Oh.
I see.
So
was she just fat, Jerry? Is that? And never ask a woman if she's pregnant.
I know.
Oh
I didn't
no,
wanna ask
seriously.
her.
I actually did that once. I swear to God, it's the worst thing you could ever do,
Well,
ever.
I just did it once myself.
Oh my goodness! I didn't mean anything. I swear to you, I didn't mean to be insulting. I just said, "So when is it due?" And God, she said, "I'm not pregnant." And then I don't even want to tell you the rest. She said.
Got to be an expert to ask a woman that.
You know that for sure. In fact, some women don't even show when they're big and fat, right?
Right, but usually I can tell.
Yeah, can you tell?
Oh yeah.
So here's where I'm at now. Is she's been contacting me, and she just sent me a text with a bunch of my personal information.
Like what kind of personal info?
My address, my name. She has my ex-wife's name, and a bunch of stuff like that, demanding that I take stopping the credit card deal. And I'm like, I don't think she deserves her money, and I don't know what she can do with this info. You know what I mean?
This whole thing sounds sketchy.
She's she's trying to tell you, hey, bro, we got some, they're trying to tell you
But she'd already have that with his credit card information. Generally, you get the credit card, the address, the zip code.
Right. But, yeah, it comes across like she's trying to blackmail me for the $300. And I don't know where I go from here. Do I go to the authorities, the city she lives in? I show them this.
Well, but she's not saying anything. She's just showing you information about yourself.
Well, she had called, and I just hung up on her. I'm like, why are you bothering me? But it's not just information about me. She got pictures of what she thinks I'm married, but it's not. It's my ex-wife, and then the picture she has that she thinks it's me is actually my ex-wife.
Oh, that's the deal. She's trying to squeeze him, thinking he's married.
Right, and I'm not married, and
well, then why do you care?
Because what can happen? I don't know what this woman is capable of doing now that she knows my address and a whole bunch of personal information about me.
Unfortunately,
I mean,
it sounds like
everything.
You can't do anything until she does something.
Look, you get a masseuse off of Craigslist for $300. I don't know what else you expect to happen here.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. It sounded sketchy, and I've never been to one like this, and thought, hey, let's try it. It's a new year.
So what's a body-to-body massage?
I really don't even know. I'm assuming that they massage you with their hands and body.
What she's doing is trying to intimidate you.
Right.
I had this happen one time. I did a story on Channel 4 about this person, this collection agency. And this collection agency obviously had the resources to find a lot of information. And they did exactly what you did. They did exactly to me what she did to you. They wrote me an email saying, well, we see that your car is provided by such and such and that you do this and this. A whole bunch of information about me. And it is kind of creepy. But unless they do something with it, there's nothing illegal about it, Jerry. There's nothing. You're going to call the cops and say this woman texted me my own information? Just ignore this person, Jerry. Ignore this person. You're not going to get, she simply did not provide the service to you. What were you going to say, Daff?
Block them on your phone.
Yeah, I would just block her. Now they didn't reinstate. They didn't reinstate the charge, did they?
No, not yet.
Keep track of that.
I did the block today, but
Good.
then I got this text from her after I did the block.
That I find odd. But did you block her specific number?
Just her number.
Did she spoof? Did she spoof another number?
Nope. It came up as her because I kept all of the information from the text and from her website. Because I'm like, oh, this is a total ripoff person.
All right, Jerry. All we can tell you is just ignore her. She sounds dangerous.
I would just keep all the texts and emails, and if she does something, then you have proof that it was her, and then you can complain to the police.
Yeah, or to someone, or sue her, or whatever. But I think you're making too much out of it. She sounds like a vindictive bitch, is what she sounds like. William, you want to find foreclosures?
Well, I've been told that the only way to find foreclosures is if you have a relationship with somebody in a bank.
Yeah, that's true. That's one of the quickest ways. Now, foreclosures are advertised. Foreclosure sales are advertised. There are services you can subscribe to for that online. But as far as finding them, here it's called REO. Each bank has an REO department called Real Estate Owned, and their people want to get rid of these things as soon as possible. In fact, it's not required that they foreclose. Many of these, this is what I used to do. This is a technique. I don't know if it'll work anymore. You go to the bank and say, do you have any REO that's causing you concern or any loans causing you concern? I would like to buy the note. And you can buy it from them and do your own foreclosure, and sometimes you can get it at a discount, or they can assign it to you. I mean, what is your goal in a foreclosure?
Well, to find a house for myself.
Okay, that's differently. Different. I mean, that's totally different. If you're looking for a home for yourself and you think you're going to find a super deal, normally you don't with the foreclosures. Normally there's a lot wrong with the house, or
I wanted to actually turn it into buying and selling more than one home. So the thing is, I need a home to go to after I sell the one I'm in. So I'm looking for both, one for me and starting to buy and sell.
Okay, it usually helps when you have money in the bank, but if you don't, you can simply call and ask for their REO department or real estate owned department or bad loan department or whatever. Tell them you're interested in buying notes. I mean,
you just said you have to have a relationship with somebody in the bank.
Well, actually, you don't. I mean, you can cold call, but you have to have – you call their executive offices and you say, look, I'm looking to invest in notes. I want to buy notes straight out. I'm with such and such, and you do a business name or an entity, and you can buy notes. Banks don't want to keep that a secret from you. If truly –
Why do they make it so hard to find buy foreclosures then? If they don't want to hang on to them, why don't they just put them up on the listings, regular listings?
They put them up when they sell them. They have to put them up. They're not allowed to foreclose and not sell it. They can't sit on it. Is that what you mean?
Well, I'm the way it's been explained to me is that the homes, they could sell them immediately, but they're not put out for the general public to easily find what's available. Like you go to a real estate site and type in foreclosures, they're not going to come up.
Okay.
They can bid on their own.
Yeah, but they have to put it up for sale first. Here's what I think you're saying. That they have bad loans they're not foreclosing on. Many of them are not foreclosing on a loan. Once they foreclose, they can't sit on it. They're not allowed to. William, the process is such that it has to go through a process. But many of them have default loans they sit on even after people have moved out. Yes, that's happened. Yeah, that has happened. But you can't make them that they don't have to publicize. And you may wonder why they're doing it, because they might try to find somebody who they know. I mean, they're not supposed to. Everything is supposed to be an arm's length transaction. They're not supposed to call their buddies. But we all know.
Are you saying that the definition of foreclosure is not always a house that is for sale when it's listed as a foreclosure?
Okay.
It's in the process, but it's not actually for sale?
A foreclosure is from the time they default the loan and take it They start a court proceed. They start the foreclosure proceeding. Okay, then it's in foreclosure. It's not foreclosed on yet. It's in foreclosure. Then
So it's not sell yet.
it's not ready to sell. However, you can hold on a second. Let me just come back to this, and I'll tell you where you can get involved.
Weekdays 2 to 4. The Situation.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. We're just talking about real estate. You know, Frank has helped many, many people avoid foreclosure. He has distressed properties that he could sell and represent. But Frank is also the one to call if you want to move your house immediately. He sells quicker and for more money than most everyone, and he has the stats to prove it. No BS with Frank. Whether you're buying or selling, he will do the best for you. He is someone we recommend to everyone. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Don't they have to auction it, right?
Yes.
They have to,
That's
because
right.
that way that person might get money still.
That's right.
Right.
I'm just thinking, is there any way around that? I don't know. I don't think there is. At least not with the deed of trust.
They're asking, can you guys recommend 2 or 3 good independent mechanics that could give another opinion on our car? And this is where they, as far as, I don't know if you remember, you weren't gone there. The heads and stuff, where it was getting fluid in the number 3 cylinder.
Be a machine shop.
No. It's getting, so Ford says replace the whole engine.
Yeah.
It's getting fluid in there.
And they're
because of
saying
bad
they just
gasket.
want to do a head gasket.
He wants to be able to have someone evaluate it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You would, well, okay, Al.
If I say Al,
Yeah.
it's down south here.
But my whole point is he's still got to send it and have it mic'd and stuff. I personally would never just do a head gasket.
Where to start, Todd?
Well, no, but you need a whole engine.
Or you send it out and get it milled and rebuilt.
And that's what, so what Jeff Vick said is, if you have water that's been gotten down in the oil,
It'll
they can
fucking
wipe
kill the bearings on the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah. So why would, I mean, what's he want a second opinion on? If he, let's say he throws $2 grand into it, it might not be worth anything in 2 months. But you can have the whole, well, no, you know what? That would be more than just the top end. I'd get a used engine or get the whole thing rebuilt. Get a Jasper motor.
How old is the car?
Because if he does send out the top end, gets a head gasket, gets it milled, that bottom end could be bad if it had coolant in there.
Right. How long? I can be sure.
I wouldn't touch it. Unless they're doing a used motor or something. I wouldn't touch it.
It's a 2015 Ford Escape.
Oh, I wouldn't touch it. No. I mean, a used motor for that's not going to be that much.
Dano, what car did you want to buy from that guy? What was it?
Oh, that
Subaru?
No, that
Honda
pickup.
Honda
Ridgeline. I would have bought that in a freaking heartbeat, boy.
Oh, the one that they screwed him on the trade-in?
What did he? They already sold it, probably, right?
Mark didn't want me to get into that with the place.
That's the guy, that 83-year-old, right, where they screwed him on the trade-in?
He never. Let me tell you, he should never.
Hey, Deputy Doc, you got anything in process, sir?
I was waiting for that Toyota stuff, and we're working on that pizza place.
Okay.
And we never heard back from. I'm still waiting to hear from whatchamacallit, the Toyota place, from the service guy.
Okay, thank you.
And the landscaping lady, was she going to say? She was going to send us the name of that landscaping company.
Why do we care, though?
What?
Why do we care?
Well, because he never came back, and she needs that. It's cost $6 grand to have it fixed, so it doesn't ruin her neighbor's drainage again.
I can't, that makes no sense to me. They paid $60,000 insurance.
Right. And he won't come back and fix it for.
That's crazy.
Right.
So he's gonna have another $60,000. Not only that, boy, they got. What kind of proof do you got to have that they screwed up the runoff so bad that it?
Well, apparently there was proof. Let me see if Suzanne ever got that info from that lady. Or Daphne's ever.
That makes no sense. They're not going to come back and fix it. but they paid out 60 grand.
Get special 2 years interest-free financing. Save on carpet, hardwood, waterproof flooring, and more. They have the lowest prices guaranteed. 12 area showrooms. Find out more at carpetmilloutletstores.com.
What do I always say about Art of Granite that I love? You can get prices on the phone. Those prices, they will not be far off. The material is wholesale to you directly from Art of Granite, or go anywhere else on their wholesale account. They charge for fabrication and installation. Even the tear out and haul away is free. And the bathroom is free when you have the kitchen done. 303-386-5919. Open every day except Sunday. TheArtofGranite.com. 303-386-5919.
This report is sponsored by the Denver Museum of Nature and Science.
Snow showers will develop late this afternoon, especially after dark, dumping a quick 1 to 4 inches. It's a pinpoint weather alert day for that snow chance. The high 31. I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner, Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather.
Journey to a faraway island wilderness lost in time with the IMAX 3D film Hidden Pacific. Experience breathtaking places that will leave you with a deep felt appreciation for the beauty of nature.
I got lunch
Showing
at
the Denver
2:30.
Museum of Nature and Science. Visit dmns.org.
Tomorrow night at 6, hear live ABC News coverage of the New Hampshire primary.
I need to know, Mark, when
Your voice, your vote.
Hi, Tom Artino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, let's talk. Whatever is on your mind, call us. We love helping people. William, we were talking about foreclosures. Now, let me just explain this very briefly, okay? The foreclosure process, there is a delinquency, and then there's usually a grace period. Then the bank calls it a default. Now, a lot of these can be changed according to the note itself. But once a loan is in default, the bank does not have to do anything. They can have defaulted loans. It doesn't look good for their portfolio, but they're allowed to have defaults. And I think this is where most hanky-panky starts, because no one can do anything about a defaulted loan. However, if you call a bank and they're savvy and they want to get rid of this stuff, they will sell you a defaulted note. They don't have to keep a loan. You can actually buy loans and foreclose on them. Years ago, when I was a jerk, I bought a loan because somebody pissed me off, and they ran this big giant, I don't want to get into a motor home park, and they pissed me off, and I bought the loan to the property because it was in trouble, and I just was, it was like an avenge thing for the injustice they were doing to people. But it's not something I recommend that you just buy loans. The loans you buy should have a good chance of performing if you want to make the return, or if there's a lot of equity and you want to foreclose. And then you want to make sure the loan's in trouble, either or. You don't just buy a regular loan unless you're just into loaning money. Now, a foreclosure is when a lender goes to, there's no official thing in-house when they do a foreclosure until they file with the courts. Okay? And nowadays, here's the deal. Once they foreclose, it's a legal process, okay? It's a legal process, and it goes through the courts. It's a judicial process. It's no longer they foreclose, and then you come in and redeem as an owner. You don't redeem anymore because it goes through the whole process. And there's something called a Rule 120 hearing, I believe it's still in effect, where a borrower can say why it shouldn't go through. It's like an eviction hearing. Usually it's just a rubber stamp. You go in, and this is where people challenge the note and all of that. Usually they don't win, and the lender is granted the right to foreclose, and then a public auction is set. And then basically the borrower's right to cure, they have to file an intent to cure. They can cure right up until that moment, but then it goes to sale.
And those are the ones you want to go to if you're looking to buy stuff. You want to go to the actual auction.
Yeah, but the auctions are usually not a great – I mean, yeah, that's true. That's where you get involved to buy it. But you can actually call the legal departments, and they can tell you what is their processing for foreclosure. There is nothing that requires them to foreclose. so long as you're willing to buy that loan. You can make a deal with the bank while it's in foreclosure. They may not want to go through the hassle. And then they're going to say, yeah, we'll sell it. What the hell? And then you go to foreclose.
But that's not a foreclosure. That's you buying the loan.
That's exactly right. And then you turn it into a foreclosure. But to buy an actual foreclosure is the foreclosure sale, and they're all publicized.
Well, but then don't the people with big money always usually win those unless they're real trashy?
Well, first of all, here's what you know is going to happen. The bank usually will bid exactly what they're owed and all of their costs, okay? Because they want to be sure that they're paid back. So they bid that amount. So if anybody bids less, they don't get it. They have to bid more. So they bid more and they get it. Then they have to pay the bank everything the bank has put up or everything they have on their lien. Now, once that is purchased at foreclosure, there is still a period to cure from junior lien holders. So if the bank goes ahead and bids what it's owed, let's say it's $100,000 with all legal fees and everything. I just want to make it simple to understand. Let's say it's $100,000. If the property is worth $200,000, well, that bank has a pretty good investment, right? But it has to truly but if I come in and I want to buy it, I have to bid more than that. But no matter who buys it, the junior lien holders all get a chance to redeem. And this is the weirdest thing. The one in the most junior position gets the last shot. So let's say the bank bids $100,000. Okay. Now someone else in second position, they bid $105,000. So they're going to pay the bank, and or they're owed $5 or they're owed $10. They're going to bid the first plus what they're owed, unless they decide not to. Then it goes to the second one, and then the third one. And even if the second one redeemed or did not redeem, the third one has the next chance, whether they redeemed or not. And it goes all the way down to the smallest lien holder.
But that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but here's what a lot of people do. They will go to a junior lien holder in the process and buy it and give them a little profit if they know there's a lot of equity and they're last in line. Because it's the guy last in line that gets the last shot at it. No one else does. In fact, there are some people that'll knock on a door and say, I notice you have a first and second on this house with no prayer of redeeming. So here's what I'm going to do. I'll loan you $5,000 if you give me a third. And they give them a third deed of trust for 5 or for 2 or for 3, and that person just sits there and knows that if the first redeems and then the second redeems, added together it's only $150. The house is worth $200. They know the $5,000 they gave to that guy, they're going to foreclose on, and they're going to be total into that home for $155, and it's worth $200. So it's really, there's a whole bunch of maneuvering that goes on with foreclosures. It's way more than you can learn in a weekend seminar.
But that's still in the redemption period, what you just talked about.
No, it went through foreclosure. It was sold, and then the junior lien holders redeem.
Yeah, but someone could have bid even more than that in the auction.
That's right, a regular person. You're right, Mark. You're right. I could lose. That's right. My technique might lose if all of a sudden some guy comes in and bids the full $200. Then I get paid off. So no matter what, I don't lose my money, but I get paid off, but I don't get the house. If your ultimate goal is the house, the truth of the matter is no one really gets a steal because there are usually people looking out. Every once in a while, you'll see something slip through the cracks where the first bid on what they're owed, the second bid on what they're owed, and there's still a lot of money left over. But there are bidders that look for foreclosures just like you are. I've always looked for the loan upstream, and tried to make deals. And then I'd go to the person in the house and say, you know what? I'm not going to foreclose on you. Let's make a deal. You are upside down, inside out. Why don't I give you $10,000 and you sign the house over to me? And now you have everything and you didn't go through a messy foreclosure. 303-713-TALK.
This is Denver's.
It's so complicated.
God, I used to do it all the time, but man, I would never fucking do that anymore. Because the better known I got, the more. One guy, it was like so-and-so's making, it was a newspaper article about me making somebody homeless. Because I bought the loan, and I never figured it was going to come back to bite me.
But the owner of the house, if it's really worth $250, why the hell would he settle for $115?
The owner of the house would have settled.
Well, you said it's 100.
No, if it actually goes to
10
foreclosure, they bid on it.
Right.
No, if the house is worth 200 and they owe 150, why don't they sell it?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's where Frank Duran will make a quick.
Sometimes you might be better off bringing it to auction, though.
See, sometimes you
But
know
it's
what?
going to go against you, though.
Why would it go
credit?
against
Your credit.
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah.
You know, here's the deal, though.
That's a whole different
Once
deal,
it's in
though.
default, the foreclosure and default are pretty much bad.
You're already fucked.
But you know what? You'd be surprised how many people don't sell their house.
They wait to the very end till they actually get booted out of there. No, I agree with that. I'm sure it happens.
Yeah, but once again, though, the auction might bring more than a short sale.
Rocky Mountain Retro Foam is perhaps the most amazing product to come down the pike in a long time. You can look at it yourself and make up your mind. If you're looking for insulation for your home, a home that's already built because it has substandard insulation, or you just want to make your home more energy efficient, look at this video. FoamYourWalls.com. Trust me when I tell you, this is not an epoxy. It is not a spray. It doesn't get hard. It is a foam. It's like a thick shaving cream that fills every nook and cranny in your walls. They do it from outside the home in a day or less. Doesn't disrupt your living space. If you have it done, listen to this. This month, if you make the appointment, you don't have to have it done. They're giving 20% off the attic part of the job. They do all of the walls in foam and the attic in a spray-in cellulose because the foam doesn't work on a horizontal surface. And all of that for 20% off the attic. Call them now, 720-676-6333, and look at the video, FoamYourWalls.com.
Tom, it wasn't cellulose, it was spray and fiberglass.
That's what I said, didn't I?
It's cellulose.
I meant fiberglass. Damn it. I thought I said fiberglass. I was saying, in fact, I was saying to myself, do not say cellulose. And that's why I said it. I'll make that.
I find it so odd that it's illegal to put on an application that I have a gold medal or I have.
Wait, you can't?
I have an award.
You can't?
What do you mean?
Oh, what kind of application?
For college, for the Laughlin shit. I find it amazing.
Wait a minute. You're telling me you cannot do that?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I find it crazy.
I never knew you could, Mark.
If you don't actually have it.
Well, of course.
No, but what makes that illegal?
You're lying. You're misrepresenting.
You're lying. They're lying.
No, it's
They're lying and trying to get in.
forgery. It's misrepresentation.
Right.
I don't know.
Is it a state college or a private college?
Well, whichever one she was, UCLA, I think.
Well, because there may be different rules
I'm
lying to
just
the
saying, if
state.
you wrote me a letter saying that you had a fucking medal, and there's nothing illegal about that.
I'm a liar.
Yeah, you're a liar, but that doesn't mean you broke the law.
I know, but
why on a
what's he trying
college
to
app you do?
Because you're trying to get into their college. It's just like if you said,
So if you lie on a job application, it's illegal?
I'll bet
illegal,
you.
but they can
I'll
fire
bet
you
you it's a
right
difference
there.
between state and private.
I don't know.
If you lie to a,
That's all I'm asking
no,
is why is it illegal to lie on an app?
because if it's
You swear it at the bottom? Well, they're looking at throwing her ass in jail for a long time.
yeah, but
She also
there's a
tried to
difference
bribe.
between
She
lying on
bribed
a
too.
She
state.
said they earned a gold, silver, and bronze medal in various competitions.
No, but she also paid money to bribe.
Is this the Laughlin one?
Yeah.
I'll bet you it's different
Well,
between
this
a
isn't
private.
talking about the payments. This is talking about the actual application was falsified.
But it's a difference between a
You
public and a
must sign on
private.
these applications that it's the truth then.
Yeah, but it's a public and private thing.
Well, wait, aren't most of them under 18 anyhow? Because they're getting ready. Don't you send your college applications in before you're an
Yeah.
adult? I just don't fucking understand.
Well, they're holding the parents responsible.
But again,
That's
they're
for
not,
the bribery part.
they're not sending her to jail for lying
Is
on
Olivia
application.
getting in trouble for this?
No.
I don't think so.
I think you're reading too much into it. They're not saying that this is why they're throwing them in jail.
Do you think she'll go to jail?
Yes, for a little bit. Because other people have gone to jail
Oh, they're going
for
to
30
make a
days.
fucking mockery out of her, I'm sure of it. Unless if she comes crawling back and takes a deal. But even the ones that did take a deal did 30,
They did
right?
30 days or
60.
10 days. No, not 60. 30 days or 10 days.
You know what, though? You talk about prison reform. Throwing someone in jail for trying to get their kids into college is retarded.
Right.
Stupid. Make them do public service or something.
But
Right.
the guy who did it, the
You know what? You
whistleblower.
make them pick up trash on the side of the fucking
Yeah.
road.
Right, that's good. But the whistleblower should go to jail, and he's not going to.
Motherfucker, yeah, he's the bad guy. He
I
did
know
more
it.
fraud than anybody.
Exactly. And he coerced them, I'm sure. You know, hey, what do you think? This is what's going to take you out.
But Mark, I guarantee you that there's a statute that you can't lie to a public institution, but there's not a statute about a private institution.
Here's what they're really up against. The charge of conspiracy to commit a federal program.
Right.
Bribery.
So you're probably right, it is.
Yeah, I get, right.
5 years and $250,000. I'd be like, okay, give me a fucking checkbook. I'll give you the money right now.
You can do 5 years on your head.
Does it say 5 and? Or
You might want to do 5 years on your head.
Mark, does it say 5 and or 5 or?
And.
Well, that's maximum. Though.
That's
and
max.
the fine up to.
That's maximum. You know, that never happens.
Hey Tom, I learned something the other day that I've been telling my people
God, they also
about
hit
small
with,
claims court, about
money
not
laundering
agreeing
and
to something
conspiracy, just
and then
her.
leaving. It's a great
40 years.
it's a great hint.
I know, but that
Where you
Isn't
said
it bullshit?
if they say they're going to settle outside of the courtroom and you leave,
Oh.
I tell it to everybody now. That's a
Hi,
that's a
Tom
great tip.
Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. One Clear Choice Garage Doors will do an inspection of your garage door to make sure everything's cool. They have them, I'll tell you, they do such a thorough inspection. I was told now that they have a minimum charge for that. Call for an inspection of it. Now, listen, here's the other thing. They have garage door openers, garage doors. They are official dealers for warranty work. They really are the company that a lot of them wish they were. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Ray says he's got a lousy job. We got time for more calls, too. 303-713-TALK. What's going on, Ray?
Oh, hi. Yes, this is Ray.
What's happening? Now, is this about your car?
Yes, sir. I took my car, my insurance. They recommended an auto body shop here in Commerce City.
Yes. And what's the name of the shop?
Supreme Car Stars or Supreme Auto.
It's now
59.
CarStar. I believe is it called Supreme Auto, but it's a CarStar, meaning that's part of a trade group, I believe. CarStar.
Oh, okay. So it's called. Let me look it up here. It's called. Well, on Google it says Supreme Auto Body.
Right.
Supreme Auto Body.
That's right. But they're part of the CarStar network. Are they claiming to be?
Correct.
And what's the problem?
Well, sir, they told me to drop it off there. I dropped it off January 7th this year, and they had it until January 22nd. They returned the car for me. I hit a rim on the highway, and it did a lot of damage. I didn't avoid it.
So this was an insurance job, right?
This was an insurance job, yes.
And I see that this is the one on Quebec Street in Commerce City?
Yes, sir.
Well, just get right to it. What did they do wrong?
Well, they had my car for about 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Not bad.
And I got the car back, and immediately I saw that the brake pedal depressed all the way to the floor. So I was like, okay, this isn't right, because when I hit the rim, it did a lot of damage to my brake system.
Hold on. So you had both mechanical and body work to be done?
Yes, sir.
And as soon as you picked up the car, your brakes, they were not functioning.
Correct.
All right.
So I had out of 100%, I had about 30% brake power. I noticed that my rear passenger tire was leaking air. And I'm like, okay, why am I leaking air leaving the body shop?
No, I understand. It's just schlocky work. What else? You had a leaky tire and some brakes. What else?
I'm driving down the road. I hear.
What's that?
What it was, they didn't realize that the rim was bent. They bought a new rim on the front, but not the back. So I'm driving with a bent rim.
I mean,
Okay.
basically, Ray, it's safe to say you had a lousy job. So did they make everything right?
Well, I took it back. They were upset that I brought it back. They were kind of looking at me like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" You know, they were there. It was like I was a burden. Or
I get it. I get it. So what's the bottom line? What did you do? What did ended up happening?
Long story short, I had to take it to a Dodge dealership, which is probably where I took it the first time.
Wait a minute. When you took it to the Dodge dealership, how much did that cost you?
Well, luckily the insurance paid for it. It was an extra $1,000.
Yeah, I think the mechanical stuff was done by Dodge, and they did the body work. They should have just simply outsourced it.
So
exactly.
So really, you're just pissed off at the body shop. But were they supposed to do the mechanical stuff to begin with? Because it sounds like to me they did not do it because your insurance company would have never paid for both repairs. In other words, they would have never paid for it again at the Dodge dealer unless it was left out by Supreme Auto. So if Supreme Auto left it out and did not charge you for it, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you would like to get it all done in one stop, but you didn't. As long as they didn't charge you for stuff that they didn't do. That's the only concern I would have.
But most body shops, they would have shipped that out, the mechanical stuff.
And had all the rest of it done.
Nice turnkey deal.
A turnkey one stop. So you're basically pissed off that they just did their part and nothing else.
Well, I was a little upset that I could have gotten into an accident, too. They gave me a car, and then when I brought the car back, they go, "Oh, I'm sorry, we forgot to tighten something in your brake line."
That's so
I could
stupid.
have gotten into an accident.
No, I know. But, Ray, I understand everything you're saying. But the end result is not what coulda, shoulda, woulda. It's what happened. You were smart enough to figure it out and get it to a dealer, and your insurance company paid for it. So there's no loss, no foul, just an on-air review which says CarStar, Supreme Auto Body in Commerce City sucks. They didn't do a thorough job, right? I mean, you don't really have a damage to collect. Now, it would have pissed me off if they charged you for that and didn't do it. But you're telling me they did not charge for it.
It was like pulling teeth. That adjuster did not want to pay that second bill at Dodge, but
they did. They did. Yes, they did. Because it was part of the original claim. What I don't understand is, as Mark said, why wouldn't Supreme Auto Body have taken care of it the first time around? So basically, have you gone online and posted a review? You should.
Yes, I did. It's very long.
Well, you know what? That's another thing. You shouldn't make them long, and I'll tell you why.
No one reads it.
No one will read it. You need to make it short and sweet. No, if you really want to make the most impact, I'm serious. We'll talk about I want to talk about that. If you want to do a review with the most impact, I'm going to tell you why it shouldn't be long and ranting.
Now, impact traffic.
Read very long words.
People think they're nuts. That's why. Oh, this guy's
exactly
a nut.
right, Mark. That's exactly right. And you know what? You end up defeating your purpose.
Even if you don't think they're nuts, who's going to take the time to read it? Especially, usually they just go blah.
It's like anything else. If you're, even people that call here, if you're succinct and point out the problem.
That's right.
I mean, how many times does Tom have to interrupt people?
Just like going to small claims court.
Exactly. You just no. It's like anything else. The more succinct you are,
that's right.
The better off you are.
People hate when I say it too.
Get to the point, buddy.
I mean, we do that all the time. You know, we learn how to do that when you're interviewing a patient.
Oh, I imagine, right.
You got to get.
Well, plus, you got time. Your time is worth some money.
But then you got to get them to tell you what the problem is, just like Tom does. You know, you can't waste time on, well, you know, my aunt bought this in 1947 and she gave it to my grandfather, and now the car.
Okay, I got this coming up right now. Buyandbuild.net. You know, Buy and Build has a new location and a new way of doing business. They call themselves now Buy and Build Kitchen and Bath. Still, the below wholesale pricing on everything. And they have a new location with plenty of parking, a really nice building at 560 South LaPan. They still have the cabinets, vanities, granite, tile, hardwoods, plumbing, and electrical, and they will install and do the whole job for pennies on the dollar, cheaper than big box warehouse stores. Here's the other thing, okay? You can send your contractor or go yourself. Buyandbuild.net.
Jeez, how much snow are we going to get? You know what it really
Tonight, we got more snow.
Yeah.
You know
Overnight.
what's crazy? I swear to God, this is the only place I ever lived where these fucking people have no idea what's going to happen.
And they keep their job.
They have no clue.
I know, but I think it's hard with it because of the mountains.
No
and stuff.
way.
Well, here's what you do. You say it's going to rain every day, and then when it doesn't, people are so happy it doesn't rain, they don't care, right?
You know what? That's probably better. We're going to get 14 feet
Right.
of snow.
No, just kidding. We didn't.
Right.
Psych!
Except the kids would kill you. God damn it, we had a snow
If
day.
I was as wrong as the weather forecasters, I wouldn't be sitting here.
It's horrible.
You know what? I'm driving. How many times are you driving to somewhere, and then you say it's partially cloudy, blah blah blah. You look outside, there's not a cloud in the sky.
Does anyone smell me? Because I smell myself. It is like this sweater has an odor from wearing it, not having it dry cleaned. And I just realized I can smell it. And I hope I don't fucking.
I didn't smell it. I didn't even smell it in the elevator.
I didn't either.
And I've got a keen nose.
Because my dog stinks, and I might be picking up stuff from my dog. You know what that?
Or vice versa.
No, it's me. It's the sweater. You know how like these absorb smells, and I like to spray. I don't want to get them dry cleaned every fucking time I wear it.
I always wear a t-shirt. You don't wear a t-shirt?
Not well. Sometimes I do.
You should always wear.
Yeah.
I always wear.
Febreze works, but I don't think a t-shirt.
Well, yeah, it does. It makes a big
absolutely.
difference.
T-shirt.
I always wear a t-shirt.
Not only that,
I can go 3-4 times without
No,
washing
Febreze
this
doesn't put an
t-shirt.
odor on it.
what's that?
Febreze takes odors away. It doesn't have a smelly.
No, but T-shirt sucks it up. Not only that.
Febreze clings to the actual molecule odors. It does. It drops them to the floor, and then you vacuum the fuckers up. No shit. That's how Febreze does not cover up. It attaches to the odor. I've seen it. I've watched it.
I watched the commercial. They grabs it, it's pulling it
It's
down.
not a cover. It's not like Lysol.
Febreze?
I use it for the
I
dog
should,
beds.
I should stick it on the dog bed. My dog is. It's really its first time.
Why you just shave it?
Shave the dog?
It's just like his back. He's probably going to lose a chunk of hair like that.
From what? That
Autoimmune skin disease.
Oh.
Because, like, seriously. I
I
went
hate
to.
the fact that I don't have my phone.
It's
It's
the
just
four.
so.
Where's your phone, Mark?
It's at my house.
We're a preferred network pharmacy.
Do you know that's a turn?
It's the fourth.
I couldn't because I had
Wow.
to be here at 8:30.
And they can't figure out what it is?
Well, they finally did a biopsy.
Okay.
And even then, it wasn't. Then they wanted me to do another $600 biopsy.
Buy
No,
that
I was
drug
really
from
bummed out
Canada
I didn't
or
have it.
Mexico. You can go online and get Canadian pharmacies really quickly.
The thing about it is, they're.
How come you can say Canadian pharmacy and it doesn't sound bad, but if you said Mexican pharmacy, it would sound cheap? Seriously, isn't that weird?
Well, no, it's because of the associations you make with the country.
That's you, Mark. That's you.
No, that's not me.
Look in the mirror.
You never say, hey,
Look in the
Canadian.
mirror, racist.
You never say, hey, I'm going to go find some Canadians to help me do my lawn work.
Right.
Because there aren't any. There aren't any. They're all busy playing hockey.
Hey everyone, that's not me talking. That's Mark Major.
I'm gonna hang out in front of Home Depot and try to find some Canadians.
You better. You'll be there.
Said nobody.
You'll
ever.
be there for take break.
Or Norwegians.
Because we want them in the country.
Oh my God, you guys. Phew. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. I'm serious when we talk about online reviews. Ray, where is your review? I want to look at it. Where is it? I want to rate it.
Oh, it's okay, sir. It's probably the most recent one. It's about a week old. If you go to the reviews.
So I go to, what do? I do CarStar, first of all.
Yeah, and it's under original. It's called the Original American is the username.
Okay.
And
do you find it, Mark? Find it if you can find it. Here's what I want to tell people about Supreme Auto Body. Okay. They have a lot of 5 stars. Yep. So the reviews here, I'm going to go to the reviews, 30 Google reviews, and you are American what?
Original American.
I don't see it. Original American. I don't see your man. I don't see any of them. Can they take them down?
Wait,
was this a Google review or Yelp?
What location?
Google. I just saw it. I'm looking at it right now.
What location?
Oh, Commerce City, 5959 Quebec.
Yeah, but this one is Karma City. I have this one. I have it. I have it, 5959 Quebec.
Oh,
I'm looking at the CarStar Google review port.
Wouldn't that be funny if Google only shows it to the guy that did it? That would be some sneaky-ass stuff.
No, but then there's a bunch of other ones. I see all 5 stars on here, man. Okay, a 4-star.
I saw that too.
Now listen, here I wanted to try, but you notice if they're small, if they're short, people read them. If they're long, no one's going to read them. And that goes for complaints, people. You got to keep it brief and to the point. And then you have to say what they did wrong. Not, I went in and he said this and I said this. Then I came back 4 days later. It's really counterproductive.
All they have to answer right now is this guy's nuts. We don't even know who he is, and no one would think twice.
That's right. Exactly. So, but I still don't see it, and I wish I did. I just don't see it.
That's unfortunate. I know that's crazy because I can see it.
Maybe it takes a little bit to actually post if you're not.
Yeah, but why is he seeing it?
Because he left it. He's logged in, just like.
Well, I'm logged into mine. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Never mind. Wait a minute. If I'm not logged on, how the hell does it let me write a review? Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't. It says I have to log in. Okay. All right. So all is well. But do you believe that the Google reviews are more important than the Yelp reviews? Did you leave a Yelp?
You know what? Great idea. I think I'll do that today.
Here's what I do. When I go on a rampage, I do all of the services. But I also give good reviews. And here's why it's important. People can click on you as an author. And if they go to your review site where all your reviews are aggregated and they're all negative and bitter and all of that, they conclude you're nothing but a gripe.
Or the opposite, if everything's just 5-star.
Right. So I put in good reviews and bad reviews, both. And I don't have a lot of bad reviews, really, to be honest with you.
I gave a scathing review on onion rings one time. I swear to God, they were the worst onion rings I ever had in my life, and I ended up doing what this guy did. I wrote half a book on an onion ring.
Yeah, you can't do that. Can't do that. They'll peg you as a nut. So, and often, how many times do I have to tell consumers, when you complain to a business, they immediately, here's what they hear. When you start out with, well, from the time I blah, blah, from the time. Now, it's actually best to say this, and I'm serious now. I have a complaint, and I'm trying to give an example of, okay, let's take Ray's complaint. Ray, if you were going to call the owner. I have a complaint about the experience I had with CarStar Supreme Auto Body. I took my vehicle in. They had it for 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks. When I got it back, there were still items not even addressed. Now, that's a big inconvenience because I find it shoddy. Most people will remember the end game. And I just think it was shoddy. I mean, how much more can you really say? How much more?
But, well, in his case, you can say, hell, my brake pedal almost hit the floor and I could have died.
No, that in that case, right. I forgot about that one item. What I'm saying is when you give a complaint, people don't care about all of the extraneous stuff. They don't care about it. So many times we want to tell people or bring people what I call on our journey of misery. Well, first I called him, and then he didn't call me back for 3 days. And then 3 days later, he came and said this. And then he did this, and then he did that. And then I said this, and then he wouldn't even call me back. And they hung up on me after I was on hold for 2 hours. I call it the journey of misery. And you don't do yourself any favors because people do not want to hear it. They want to hear the precise problem and what it is. And the best you can do is sum it up and then offer a solution. That's the other thing. When it's an open-ended problem with no solution, many owners do not take the bull by the horns, as they say, and solve it. Instead, they avoid it. If you said, I would like to know if I could get this, or I want this redone, or something, give them a solid, concrete solution or recommendation, or give them a few they can choose from. That really will go a long way when complaining. And I know this after talking to hundreds of thousands of people over the years on these. We're out of time. Don't forget referralist.com for help, information, and referrals. And save all your problems for me.
We've all done that, though.
Yeah. Well, not a book.
During eminent domain, when they were taking my building.
That eminent domain is...
Fuck, I guarantee they didn't get past the first fucking sentence, let alone the 13 pages.